kill him with the sword.
He that what?
Kill him with the sword.
Why is all these wars going on?
He that kill him with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Read it one more time.
He that kill him with the sword.
Why are all these nations turning their back on America?
He that kill him with the sword must be killed.
Wait a minute.
With the sword.
Why are these bombs about to drop?
Must be killed with the sword.
Unto the pure, all things are pure. But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is no thing pure.
And that's dudes that come against the truth. So read that last part again.
But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving
Right,
is no.
anybody that come against the truth, they're defiled, man. The scripture's talking about having a evil heart of unbelief, man. But you know when they're gonna believe? When the troops come in, all right, and they start beating you people down, when they start shooting you people down, all right, when you see the white man's true colors, when you see foreign troops come in that don't speak fucking English, all right, not listening to your cries and screams, that's when you're gonna realize it. When you're in a concentration camp, all right, starving, your wife getting taken and raped right in front of you, it's gonna go back to like when we first came into slavery, man.
Hey, can I say this? I don't know how many of y'all noticed they're gonna have this big thing. It's gonna be not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. It's gonna be they're gonna resurrect, I would say, the Temple of Bel. That was destroyed by ISIS, and they're gonna basically they're building the blocks and the stone, the exact replica from what do you call that thing? 3D printer. And they're gonna have it right up there on in Times Square. So basically, what are they doing? That's gonna be one place. It's also gonna be in London, and they're gonna have them all around. They plan to have them all around the world. And what is that talking about? That's talking about they're showing you how they're gonna build. They take the old world to rebuild the new world. The new world comes from the old world. So when they build that thing up, that's something major shit's gonna happen. And see, if you notice the dates that they're gonna have it, if you type it into your smartphone, the dates that they're gonna have it is from April 19th to May 1st. That's 13 days. From April 19th to March 1st, that's to May 1st. I'm sorry. That's called the sacrifice by fire, mainly by children. And when you go into history, you find out the battle of what's that? The battle at York, I believe it was called. I forget the exact year, but it was during the months of April 19th to May 1st. You had the Waco, Texas, when they got burnt down in Waco, Texas, and there was a lot of children up in there, man. And they knew it was children, so they burnt them down with the children and the grown-ups. And that was on 1990. That was 93. That was April 19th. And then when they had the Albert Merrill School in Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City bombing, that was exactly 2 years later. So when Esau does certain things, he does it based upon dates because that lines up with the spiritual demon Satan. Like when Barack Obama when they so-called killed Osama bin Laden, which he supposedly died back in 02, I said, ain't nothing happened on May 1st. It was on May 1st, around 11 o'clock at night, breaking news. Obama said, oh, we just killed, what's his name, Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden. All right? And I said, well, when did that happen? On May 1st. So Esau does things based upon dates. All right?
Okay, a question too is like going back into 1970.
Right.
Kent State happened in that same realm.
I believe it was. I believe that was.
Four
I got to
kids
look.
that died.
Right. Exactly.
May 4th, 1970.
Exactly. Yep. So they do anything that they do it on certain dates, man. So if you go ahead, if you already know, you would know, man. After you read that, where you at?
Psalm 64.
Okay, I was going to tell you to go to that anyway, but go since you there, and then from there go to Go from there to Psalms 10.
This is Psalm 64 and 1. Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
So that's what we're doing. So when this deal goes down, And when they go to putting you in the concentration camps and trying to make you accept the mark of the beast, which is a microchip, that's one of the prayers that you pray, that the Most High preserve you. Because we want it to come. We want it to come, man. We want this devil to come down on Israel so these prophecies can come to pass. Give me the book of the Apocrypha. Go to 2nd Ezra 16 and start at 60. Start at 60. Go ahead, Doc.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked,
Yeah, your boy came looking for you.
from the insurrection of
back.
the workers of iniquity. I read it again. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Yeah, because you had other Israelite groups, like Apostle Gabar said that Barak Shah, which he was the guy that was with the partner with Nate, the big guy, and they broke off. He said that the Illuminati is not a part of the truth. The Illuminati is a part of the truth. We're reading about the Illuminati. Go ahead.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword.
That's the Illuminati who whet their tongue like a sword. Go ahead.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Who is the perfect? We are the perfect. Go ahead. Why are we the perfect? Even though we go off, we're perfect because the Most High said we were perfect and said that we were found with no guile, man. Go ahead.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily.
They commune. They talk about laying traps for you. They try to set your ass up, man. Go ahead.
They say, who shall see me? Who shall see them?
Now everybody see the worst thing that happened to the Illuminati is the fact that they're being exposed. All right? So people see that now. Now when you see Jay-Z and he tells people to throw up the diamonds, at one time the audience didn't know it. These niggas still don't know what's going on. But the ones in the know, they know that that's a message to the people in the know. When they throw up the diamond sign. Exactly. You know? You got Israelite groups that throw up diamond signs, man. A lot of them guys are sold out. Go ahead.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. They shall make their own tongue fall upon them.
They shall make their own tongue to fall upon them. That's the Illuminati. They're gonna make their own tongue fall upon them. So you got one group of Illuminati versus another group of the Illuminati. You have the old world factions and you have the new world factions of the Illuminati. So you got people that were a part of the Illuminati, all right? They were a part of the Illuminati, and they left the Illuminati, and now they're revealing the Illuminati. Okay? Go ahead.
So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
That's why you see a lot of these Edomites will come out and they'll say, oh, like John Todd. John Todd exposed the Illuminati back in, I believe it was 79. And it was Yaquab, High Priest Yaquab, that gave me the tape, man. All right? Because they knew about the Illuminati way back then. And supposedly the guy disappeared. Whether they killed him or not, we don't know. They said that they killed him, right? Because he exposed them. But now you got actors talking about I want to be down with the Illuminati and all that bullshit. You know? Go ahead.
All that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High. For they shall
all men shall. You want to come in? Come on in. All men shall fear and declare the work of the Most High. All men shall fear and declare the work of the Most High. They're not doing it now. There's going to be a time where they're going to say, you know, these brothers right here, right? That these are men of the Lord. Go ahead.
For they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him. And all the upright in heart shall glory. That's it on that.
All the upright in heart shall glory. Go ahead, Ak.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 60. In the desert hath he made springs of water and
Go to 64.
64, come on. This is verse 64. Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put in you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day.
Go ahead.
What will ye do? Or how will ye hide your sins before the Most High and his angels?
Go ahead.
Behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him, leave off from your sins, and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever.
Go ahead.
So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all your troubles. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision.
Right, derision meaning there's going to be a lot of confusion out here. Go ahead.
And in reproach, and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon.
Insurrection means when you look up the word insurrection, surrection means to cut. In meaning from the inside. There's going to be how can you call it? There's going to be revolution. There's going to be riots. Okay, in this city and in the other cities in this country. Go ahead.
Right. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Let them change. Let them change the. Go ahead. Read that again.
Right. This is 2nd Ezra 16:7. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
That's talking about the Israelites. A lot of Israelites are going to die when that thing. All hell is going to get ready to break loose, man. These different various cities, man. Go ahead.
For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
So when that happens, when all hell breaks loose, when those stormtroopers start kicking in your door and throwing you out your house and taking what you got, that's going to be the time where we're gonna know who the true men of the Lord are. All right? Go ahead.
Right. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. So
we're being tried, man, as gold in the fire. Go ahead.
Hear, O ye my beloved, save the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
The days of trouble is not here. We're not in the days of trouble. If you're asking yourself, are we in the days of trouble? When the days of trouble come, when Jacob's trouble come, you're going to know about it, man. You ain't going to ask somebody, is this Jacob's trouble? You're going to know about it, man. Go ahead.
Right. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt.
Be ye not afraid, neither doubt. So this is what we want to happen. We want all hell to break loose in this country and around the world, man. Because then we know that we at the end of this thing. Go ahead.
Be ye not.
And Jake, they're gonna be confused and bugged out. Give me Isaiah 33:6. No, get start at 1.
All right. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide.
For the Most High is your guide. So the ones that you jakes out there that have scoffed against us and you've been bullshitting and you don't believe it and you wishy-washy about this thing, you're gonna get caught out there, man. You're not gonna know where to go. When they go to it, forcing that chip on you, you're not gonna know whether to take it or not, man. And your teachers that taught you that the mark of the beast is nothing but an embargo in Christianity, you're not gonna be sure, man. Then you're going to think about the men of GMS, then you're going to think about the men of IUIC, or the leaders. You're going to think about the leaders of ISUPK. You're going to think about the black unconscious community. You're going to start looking for the truth. And if you don't know the truth, you're going to be lost. And we're not going to be there to help you, man. We're looking to save our own ass. Because the majority of our people going to die over here, and I'm not going to jump out and try to save you. You should have got this truth. The ones of you that don't, especially you scoffers, you guys that scoff, when all hell break loose, you're gonna fucking lose it, man. You're gonna lose it, man. Go ahead, read that out.
Isaiah 33:1.
Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled.
That's the so-called white man going back to the Romans, the Greeks, the Romans, all right? The Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Russians, and the British. When Esau took this world down, he had so much power. He had so much power. See them people walking down the street. You got the nigger woman right in the middle. She's done. They're done, and her black ass is done. Okay? And forget the black woman. Hey, as Abba would say, just forget her. Okay? Just forget her. Read that again, Abba.
Right, Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled.
That's Esau and the various kingdoms that he took over. Woe to thee that spoileth and was not spoiled, meaning you had so much power, those nations couldn't resist you, man. Go ahead.
And that dealt treacherously.
And that dealt treacherously. Go ahead.
And they dealt not treacherously. Treacherously with thee.
Go from there to I believe it's Hosea 13 verse 16.
All right, Hosea 13 and 16. I'm sorry. Hosea 13:16. Samaria should become desolate. For
That's where Israel dwelt at. One of the lands in the Middle East that Israel dwelt at was a land called Samaria. Go ahead. Primarily Ephraim dwelt out of there. Go ahead.
For she have rebelled against her. For she have rebelled against the Most High.
For she had rebelled against the Most High. Go ahead.
They shall fall by the sword.
We shall fall. Our people shall fall by the sword. Go ahead.
Their infants shall be dashed in pieces.
Their infants shall be dashed in pieces, because that's something that the Spaniards used to do when they went down among the so-called Latin tribes. They would take. That's how brutal they were. They dealt treacherous with us, and no one dealt treacherously with you. They would take the woman, chop the woman, the stomach open, the baby would fall out, and they would stomp the baby into the ground. But then you got niggas that say, well, not white man ain't all that bad. Well, we don't need a nigga like you. We don't need you, man. You gonna get killed right along with this devil, man. Go ahead.
They shall fall by the sword. Their infants should be dashed in pieces, and their woman with child should be ripped up.
But see, Ephraim, man, they love this goddamn devil, man. They love this goddamn devil. Go ahead.
That's it, man.
All right, where's the one? It's also in Hosea. I believe it's also in Hosea 13 where it says, they shall bring their children to the murderer. You know what? Go ahead.
Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 13. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created.
Read that again.
And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished.
The ungodly is talking about ungodly Israelites. Don't worry about the ungodly Israelites. Go ahead.
And when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved.
Be concerned about the righteous. So when we come out here and we speak to you, we're speaking unto you in the hopes that you become saved, but the Most High already chose you anyway. That's why he referred to us as the elect. The word elect means to be chosen. Read that out.
All right, Hosea 9 and 13. Ephraim, I saw Tyrus.
The so-called Puerto Ricans, go ahead.
Is planted in a pleasant place.
The land of Puerto Rico. Go ahead.
But Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer.
So what, back in the 50s, that's when them Ephraimites and Puerto Ricans started coming up to the States. They brought their children up here, all right? And what did they bring their children to? The murderer. Who's the murderer? The so-called white man. All right? Go ahead.
Give them, O Lord, what wilt thou give?
That's it on that.
Okay.
We finished on 13?
Yeah, that was
chapter. Okay, let's go back to Isaiah where we left off.
All right.
Isaiah 33.
All right. Isaiah 33 and 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
When you take over the whole world, that's when all the nations shall come up against you. Give me Isaiah 14 and 9.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 9. It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up.
You know what? Start at 5.
Okay.
The whole chapter is good, but start at 5. I'm tempted to read the whole chapter because that whole. You know what? Read the whole chapter.
Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
Who's saying this? Who's saying this? But who's saying it? What person is saying it? Isaiah, right? What is Isaiah? Isaiah is a prophet of the Lord. What do prophets do? They prophesy, right? That's what they do. If you're a prophet, what do? You prophesy, right? If you're a boxer, what do? You knock motherfuckers out, right? Yeah.
Prophet forewarns people.
Exactly. That's what the word. My next question is, what is a prophet? What does the word prophet mean?
Like you guys are forewarning.
They're forewarning.
But you got a bunch of simple-minded niggas in New York.
So what does that make us if we're forewarning you?
You're letting us know what's ahead of time.
So what does that make us?
Prophets.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right. Go ahead, Al.
Right. Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And
so, what is Isaiah doing right here? Is he reading a poem?
No.
Huh? No, he ain't reading a poem, man. He ain't having no spoken word battle contest. This ain't no poetry. This right here is prophecy, man. He's telling you this ain't no rap battle, all right? He's telling you what's going to happen. He's telling you what's going to happen. So ultimately, the Most High, who's the Most High going to choose? The nation of Israel. Go ahead.
And set them in their own land.
And bring them back to Israel. Go ahead.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Now you got a lot of Israelite groups that say the strangers is talking about Edomites. They ain't talking about Edomites or other nations. They're talking about Israelites. Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Like y'all would be considered as strangers listening to this and getting closer. You cleaving to this, man. You come out here every week. Your legs don't get tired, all right? Now, if it was women, we have a chair. Y'all don't got no chairs. I got to go to the bathroom. Y'all ain't got no food. What's this all about? I thought JC's supposed to be here. So this ain't for no motherfucking woman, man. What is the purpose of a woman any goddamn way? She was made for your purpose, man. She ain't made to break. She ain't set up. Her DNA ain't set up to be breaking down scriptures. Her job is to please you, man, and have your children. Okay?
Yeah, the job of a woman's in the book of Titus. It says she's to guide the house, take care of the children if there's any. That's her job. Not to be breaking down scriptures and explaining mysteries and prophecies.
Yeah, what's that? 1 Timothy 5?
Yeah, yeah, 1 Timothy 5.
It's all right. We knew what you were saying. All right, go ahead.
All right, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
Now, that's talking about them Edomites. We're going to possess them Edomites. So that's why you got to go precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. You got to lie these Israelites, they go over stuff. Yeah, that's talking about white people. Let's move on. It ain't talking about white people. It's talking about Israelites that are in the Gentile state of mind. That's why sometimes when you come across the word heathen, sometimes America's going to be destroyed.
He's going to bless you.
All right, he's going to bless you with missiles. America's going to be, and Trump ain't going to save no motherfucking body.
But himself.
Right? Trump is a damn clown, man. He said, the Bible, huh? The Bible, that's a good book. I read that book all the time. That's my favorite book. You don't understand the book, you damn fool.
That's why you've been married 3 times.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. That's it. Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All right, where we at?
Isaiah 14.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Wait a minute. Is there any white people, any Caucasians that know the Bible? I'm looking for a Caucasian that knows the Bible. No Caucasians that know the Bible? No white people that know the Bible? You, sir, do you know the Bible? Do you know the Bible? Show it. You know the Bible? You know the Bible? You, sir, you know the Bible? Read it again.
Right. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
You got the signs of us in slavery? You need them quick twitch sign holders. That's captivity. That's the white man putting us in captivity because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So they put us into captivity. That's our punishment. But guess what? Everything gonna be spiritually flipped around. You crackers are gonna go into slavery, and you're gonna get fucked up too. All right? Read that again.
Right. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
And they shall what? They shall rule over their oppressors. Okay? Rulership. We're gonna be on the top, and you're gonna be on the bottom. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage where thou wast made to serve.
You can't make it any plainer than that. Read it again. We're gonna take them captive who captive we were. Go ahead.
Okay. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass that in that day the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
And that's under that so-called white man. Go ahead.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
So now they ain't talking about ancient Babylon, because you got scholars that say, well, that's talking about ancient Babylon. You got these the elite over there got them soldiers thinking over there in the Middle East that Iraq and Baghdad, that's Babylon that we got to take over again. No, you're right. It is Babylon, but it's the old Babylon. This right here is the daughter of Babylon. All right. This right here is the new Babylon. Hold that and give me Isaiah 47:1.
Isaiah 47:1. Come down and say in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne.
You losing your power, man. You losing your power. The super rich are leaving. If you read articles on the super rich, a lot of these super rich, they're leaving this country. The ones that's going to be left over here are these Joe. What's up, man? It's these Joe six-pack crackers, man. These bums that got these little 9-to-5 jobs, you know? Go ahead.
There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
They have no throne. They ain't in power no more, man. I remember back in the day, you go back 100 years, you go back, hell, 60 years, 50 years, where if a white man was walking down the street and there was a black man walking up the same street, that black man better walk in the goddamn gutter and let the white man. That don't happen now. Jacob bump into the white man and call him a goddamn cracker. Go ahead,
There is no throne, O daughter of
You have no power. You so-called white people, you done lost your power, man. And these crackers don't even realize that, man. They don't even know it. The white men have no more power, and they don't even realize that, man. Why? Because of their pride, man. Go ahead, read on.
O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou...
None of these Edomites that you see...
Peace. What it is, peace, man. That's what matters. Peace.
Oh, he might be one of us. She is too. That's a bigger woman. Wait, go ahead.
O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right, at one time, man, when you go back during the time of Leave It to Beaver, and you go back during the time of the 50s, remember they had a series called Happy Days? That came out in the 70s, but it was about the right, with Fonzie, played a fucking Italian, but he was a so-called Jew, all right? But anyway, back then, in America, during the time, it was after World War II, late 40s, early 50s, man, no white woman had to work. They stay home, the husband had a good job where he was able to pay for all the bills, right? They were able to get 2 new cars, one for him, one for her, two car garage, and they did well. All right. Now this woman got to go out here and work, and if they look good, they're gonna freak off on them, man. All right. Now back during that time, the late 40s into the 50s and even into the 60s, if you wanted to go, them crackers used to go to Europe for vacation. The American dollar, the U.S. dollar, which is the Federal Reserve note, it went far in Europe, man. If you said I'm going to go on vacation, whatever money you brought over there to Europe, you were living like a king. Now it's different, man. You got the Europeans, they come over here to Disney World. Why? Because their dollar is stronger in America, man. All right? So at one time, that's when Esau was at his apex. Now when the Vietnam police action took place, that's when everything started going down, man. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. Take the millstone and grind the mill. Uncover thy...
That means these crackers got to work in these manual labor type jobs. Go ahead.
Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg.
That's a white woman, all right? It's really talking about Esau, meaning his sins are being bared, but we break it down, you know, going on another level. These Edomites, man, you can get an Edomite easy, man. Edomite woman easy, man. You know, rated X movies, all that, porno movies. You see all these Edomite women, you can see their titties. You know, you can get with them. You can go on the web. Black man looking for a white woman, man. Them white women come and running, man. Okay? And take care of you.
Oh, I was going to say also
That's true.
Yeah, I was going to say also the shame of America is being seen, like the Federal Reserve. The information's coming out how the Federal Reserve was created, what its real purpose is, how it rips people off. You know, the Illuminati. You know, that's part of their shame. Make bare the leg. That's part of their shame being seen.
But they don't even see that. We see it. These average Joe six-pack crackers, Joe boxer crackers, I call them.
Right.
They don't know what the hell's going on. You ask any cracker about the meeting at Jet. Let me excuse me, madam, can I ask you a question? Can I ask somebody a question? Can I ask you a question? See? Can I ask you a question, sir, with the camera? I'm looking for a Caucasian right here, right about now. Any Caucasians?
Any Caucasoid?
Can I ask you a question? Quick question.
What's up?
What do you know? What is your take on the meeting?
Donald Trump.
That's what I know.
No. But I'm asking about that's all they know is Trump. That's all they know. You see the level. You see the level of intelligence of a damn cracker. All right, there is none, man. I know all about Donald Trump.
Here's one. This one's smart.
Can I ask you a question, sir? Can I ask you a question?
Ivy Leaguer.
Yeah, right. Oh, by the way, I did a video. Hey, let me ask you a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
How far did you go as far as education is concerned?
I went to college.
How far did you go? Did you graduate?
I did. I graduated.
Okay. What is your take on the meeting at Jekyll Island in 1910?
I'm unaware of that.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
He just proved my point. So he doesn't know about the Federal Reserve. He doesn't know how the money system works.
Right.
All right? You read about it. When you go to Google and put in the meeting at Jekyll Island, and it'll open your eyes. You know about let me pose it this way. The richest family on the planet Earth, who might they be?
I imagine Rockefellers.
Rockefellers, no.
Vanderbilts?
Nope. The Rothschilds. You ever heard of the Rothschilds?
I have heard of the Rothschilds.
Okay, good. That's supposed to be the richest family on the planet Earth. At one time, it was the Oppenheimers.
I've heard of them as well.
Now, they were the ones that were behind the meeting at Jekyll Island to set up the Federal Reserve System where you have today, somebody give me a dollar bill, you have a Federal Reserve note. This is called a dollar, all right? And a dollar is a measurement of something. What is this a measurement of?
Supposedly gold, but
Actually, it's silver. Silver. Back during the time of the early 30s, the 20s, it would say, pay to the bearer on demand 1 ounce of silver. Now, if you go to a silversmith and get a silver coin, they're going to charge you like $25. So that means this is worth nothing. You had a $20 bill which represented paid to the bearer, paid bearer on demand $20 of gold, which was an ounce of gold. An ounce of gold today is about what, $1,200. So a $20 note could get you $1,200. So why did they switch the system over? So they can kill this damn dollar. That's why they did it. And it all goes back to the Rothschilds, which the Rothschilds told their flunkies, J.P. Morgan, which is a flunky, Carnegie of Carnegie Steel, which is a flunky of the Rothschilds, all right? They set that whole thing up, and they had an agenda from the time of, I would say, the Federal Reserve note came about in what? The system was 1913.
1913.
But when they started making these Federal Reserve notes, it was in 34 under FDR's administration, all right? And they knew it was going to take some time, almost 100 years, before this dollar goes to nothing. And we're living in that time. There's going to be a collapse in this country and around the world. And what they're going to do is they're going to reset everything, and they're going to have everything's going to be how can I say this?
digital.
Everything's going to be digital. Eventually, what they're going to do, they're going to put a chip in you, all right? They're going to put a chip on you. And this is also part of the plan of the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the super rich, the elite, which, by the way, when somebody says I'm worth $50 billion, he's a welfare kid. The Rothschilds, they say that they're worth over $500 trillion. So eventually they're going to do away with the whole paper money system, and everything's going to be digital. And in order for you to get your money, your credit, you're going to have to use that chip. And that's in the Bible, all right?
This is a silver certificate right here.
Show him and speak on it.
This right here, that's a silver certificate. This silver certificate, United States of America, and it says, this certifies that there has been deposited in the Treasury of the United States of America, basically $1 in silver. So
which is 1 troy ounce of silver, all right? Which is worth about $25. And the U.S. dollar is not going to get you $25 worth of any goddamn thing.
Got it.
It's all about money, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that was removed when after they killed JFK. That's one of the reasons why JFK was.
Well, they removed it during the time of FDR. It was a gold, and then during the time of the Nixon administration in '73, they had what was called a silver, standard, which they took that off.
Yeah, because one of the first.
man's filming over there. Why can't
Yeah, but he's part of us. He's part of us. Put the sign up, man.
Yo,
Put
can
the
I
sign
ask
up.
you a question?
Yeah.
I read once where back in the Great Depression, you talk about the backing of the money, right?
Right.
That back in the Great Depression, they would pay farmers to destroy their crops so they could keep the depression going longer.
They're doing that same thing now, man. They're doing the same thing now, you know? Hey, do you know that all these wars that took place, all these wars were set up by bankers? All wars are bankers' wars. All right? To destroy the economy of other nations.
Yep. That's what they did with the, what was that, with Russia, with the Tsar of Russia.
Yep.
Well, I believe they called it the Bolshevik Revolution.
That's right.
You know, and
right.
basically what they did, the reason why they rolled up on the Tsar was to take his riches. Because he wasn't playing, you know, he wasn't playing ball.
And he was rich.
Yep.
They
worth.
eventually murdered his whole family.
Yeah. They had to kill the whole family so there wouldn't be no family line. Man.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, plus
They had to kill that line.
yeah, the Tsar, he represented a monarchy. So they wanted to bring in a central bank.
Yep.
You can't really have a central bank when you have a monarchy.
That's right.
So they had to get rid of him, and then when they got rid of him, they instituted a central bank. That's what we got here in America, central bank.
Yep.
That's what the Federal Reserve is, a central bank.
That's
and
it.
who controls the central bank? The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the top rich banking families.
The elite families, super families of the earth.
That's right.
Let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna throw this out here. The strongest dollar or the strongest money on the planet. What's the strongest money on the planet? Or the strongest dollar?
Strongest dollar?
The strongest dollar. Yeah, I can use the word franc, pound, Deutschmark, but I'm gonna say dollar.
Is it the Canadian dollar?
No, oh hell no. Oh hell no.
It's gold, baby.
No, I'm saying the dollar. The dollar. The paper dollar.
Paper, yeah.
But I'm saying the strongest form of money on the planet, I'm gonna tell you, it's London. The pound. The pound. In order for you to get $100, 100 pounds, you would have to have about an American Federal Reserve note, US dollars, you would have to have about $160. And it fluctuates. And it's always been that way. They're always talking about how great and America's the richest nation on the planet. America is not the richest. England is the richest place on the planet Earth, or the richest country on the planet Earth. And if you notice, they push democracy, right? Out there in Great Britain, there's no democracy. There's a parliament, all right? And then there's a royalty. I thought everybody's supposed to give up their crowns and become democratized.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It's the royalty that rule this country right here. This ain't nothing but a colony of Great Britain, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Well, the Bushes is related to them.
Oh, they all are. Barack Obama's related to them, man. All the presidents are related to the English royalty, man.
Some way or another, yeah.
Yep. One way or another, they're all related.
Yeah,
Okay?
I read some place in school once where where even after America tried to break away from Great Britain, they had to pay the King of England reparations.
Oh yeah, that's
You have to pay him.
But now this
You had to pay him.
right. But check this out. The king that they broke off from was who? Does anybody know?
Charles?
It was King George III.
Okay.
King. You know about Columbia University?
No.
Columbia University is up on 116th Street, up there in Manhattan, right? That's one of your more prestigious universities, Ivy League school. If you go there to this very day, it says that it was established by King George I. And it was known as, I think it was known as Bronx College, if I'm not, New York College or something like that. I gotta go back and look it up. But anyway, King George I, King George II, King George III, which is the grandson of King George I, they were all black men. They were all black.
Yeah, I've read that.
You know?
I mean, I'm Jamaican, so my people come from English slaves, so we know the history already.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got brothers in there that go, their line goes back to Jamaica, which goes back to England. You're gonna find out. I did a video proving that that this guy Prince was Mozart, Amadeus. You know about Mozart, Amadeus?
Yeah, I've heard.
He came back as Prince. Now, if you put those pictures together and you put the story together, you see that that's talking about Prince. Because everything is reincarnated. You were reincarnated. You were reincarnated. We were all reincarnated. See, we out here on the corners teaching His word because we were back during the Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire, 2,000 years ago. We were doing the same thing, man. Out there in the Agora. When you look up the word Agora, matter of fact, go to that. Go to the Agora.
This is the book.
Acts 17.
This
That's Mozart right there.
Okay.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 16. Now, while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry.
They were worshiping these gods that don't exist. Go ahead.
Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews and with the devout persons, and in the market daily with them that met with him.
Now, where are we right now? We're in the marketplace. Yeah. Okay. You got Macy's over here. You got all these different retail stores. This is known as a marketplace. So you're not going to see the same people if you come down here every day of the week, you're going to see different people because they come from different places, man. Go ahead.
It says, therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews and with the devout persons and in the market.
Now you see this guy right here? He was the bad guy. This guy was a bad guy.
Yeah, Guy Fawkes.
Right. It was his job to kill. We're not Muslim. We're not Muslim, right? We're Hebrew.
Yeah, he was involved in that whole
right, November the 5th. Exactly. He was trying to take down King James.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, King James had this Bible. Yeah, these crackers are stupid, man. All right. He was responsible for giving us the 1611 King James, and he was a black man. All right? Go ahead.
It says, therefore disputed he in the synagogues.
And he was set up by the Jesuits, the Roman Catholics, to kill him. Because he was a just man.
Yep.
And he wasn't no faggot. They teach him now that he was a faggot. What was the man that said that?
Sir Anthony Weldon.
Anthony Weldon didn't like him. And then after he died, he put out this rumor that he was a homosexual.
You know what I don't understand, and a lot of people are stupid? If King James was a faggot, why would he let a book be published?
Exactly.
Against homosexuality?
Exactly.
You take that shit out.
That's it.
That don't make no sense.
You know what?
I'm sorry. King James was a Scot, and what you had was the English. They didn't like the Scots.
Right. Yeah.
So that was like black on black crime. So they started that rumor about King James being a homosexual.
Yeah, he was a Scot that ruled England.
Well, they depicted that in that movie Braveheart, where it's like they were fighting each other.
But what you got to understand, the Edward the First, or Edward the Longshanks, and Robert the Bruce, these are actual people. And what's the main character they made? William Wallace. He's an actual character. If you go out to Scotland and England, there's statues of him, and this dude is rocking cornrows, man. Yeah. Fuck is a white man rocking cornrows? You know?
So-called blacks.
And they were black fighting other blacks, man.
Yeah.
See?
What you had was during the, I'm sorry, brother, what you had during the Renaissance period, that's when it changed. Basically, the so-called white man came back into power, and they started defacing the dark art. Yeah. You know, all the images of what the people really look like, they changed them, and they started putting their images.
Well, I'm going to do a thing on that tonight in the live show. I found this site, man. They show all these people that you thought were white people, that they were really black people, and they called it, well, in the website, they call it whiteizing the great black men and the black women of the past. But we call it, there's a thing called a Renaissance, right? Does anybody know what the Renaissance is all about?
Yeah, that was like that new era where they try to like hide the true images of
exactly
the ancient.
Exactly. He hit it right on the nose. Now, hold up, brother. That's when you see the black man was ruling. The Israelites, by the way, we're Israelites, okay? You were Israelite. The Israelites were ruling, and they were taken down, and they came back into power. The Roman Empire, which consisted of white people, Edomites, that's their biblical nationality. They took down the Israelites, among other nations. And there was a point in time where we came up into power because of our talents, and we took them down. And that really started, before 193, it was like 160 something. You even had an emperor that ruled, Vitellius, which he ruled during the time of the Vespasian dynasty. When you go onto the web, you get all this information, man. And they have a bust of him, and you can see he's a black man, and they chop the guy's nose off. If you go to Google, you put in the year of four, the year of four emperors. One of them was Vitellius, and he was a black man. Okay, and they killed him. He ruled for about 3 months, and they killed him, man. But then the other ones, which were Edomites, they killed them too. And the one, Galba, also Vitellius, and then you had the last man standing was Vespasian. And he ruled for 10 years. And his sons took over, man. Okay, and they were all about taking these people down. And then we came back into power because we was always in Israel, man. We was always in the land of Israel. we came back into power.
I got it.
And we're getting ready to go back into power again, as a people, as Israelites.
When we lost our power, it was the same time when the Moors lost their power, which the Moors are nothing but Israelites.
Yep.
If you say that you're a Moor, I'm a Moor. Well, that's no different than me saying I'm a nigger. Nigger is Latin, it means black. Moor is Española, which means black. When the Moors took over Spain, they were Israelite. They called them blacks. Yo, black man. But they said it in Spanish. Moreno, Moor. So those are Israelites. And when they went down, that was the same time when the Christian Empire went down, which the real Christians were Israelites, man. So that's when we lost our power, and that's when the Renaissance came in. Rebirth, when the so-called white man, the Edomites, came back into power, and what they did was, the Renaissance was nothing but taking down the dark images of our people and keeping the names up but changing the faces. Make them look white. If it looks too black, destroy it and then put up a white image and say that this was this guy, that was that guy. Like Oliver Cromwell, he was a black man.
Yeah, the beginning of the so-called white man.
Iconoclasm.
They wasn't able to get away all of them. They wasn't able
no, because there's too many of them, man.
Too many, yeah.
You know, too many of them.
Talking about 1,000 years of art.
That's right. 1,000 years of art. Yeah.
Yeah, the beginning of the so-called white man coming into power, that was the Bourgeois family. And the Bourgeois family, they're known, if you check out the history, they're known as the first crime family. Okay, why are they known as the first crime family? Because that's what they did. They hired painters like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, to go around defacing the dark art. Because they were about to come into power, so they needed the right image. How could the so-called white man rule and he has a black image? It don't make no sense. And what he did was the Bourget family, Rodrigo Bourget, set up his son Caesar Bourget to be the new Jesus Christ, or the new savior, as it were. And that's who.
And that was literal.
That's right.
He set up his son Cesare Bourget, and he said, "You're gonna be the new Christ." So we gotta do a painting. Michelangelo did a version of the painting of him. Leonardo da Vinci did a version. All right?
Yeah, because they were about to come into power, so they needed the right image. They're about to rule the whole world. Okay, and they've been ruling pretty much the so-called white man's been ruling the whole world since about the 1300s. The latter part of the 1300s.
Yeah, but it's crazy though. Like, you know, I was brought up in a so-called Christian house, and it's like, we know he's black, and it says so in the Bible, in Daniel and Revelations, right? But at the same time, you tell somebody black who he is, they'll be like, it don't matter. A lot of these black Christians, they be like, it don't matter.
Yeah, because that's what they've been taught.
Yeah, because they're not real Christians.
Right.
Stockholm, bottom line. And thank you, Stockholm syndrome. Yep.
That's right. But the fact is, right, what you should say to them is, if it doesn't matter, why is it recorded in the Bible?
Well, I know it matters.
Right.
I know it matters.
Right. I'm saying if you
because it mattered enough to them to change it.
Right.
So it matters.
If you would have a discourse with them, you would say, well, why is it written in the Bible? Because a lot of people don't know that the color of the Lord is written in the Bible. The true color. You know? And it's important because you can't just worship anybody. You gotta, first of all, if you say you love so-called Jesus Christ, which his name is Yahushua, his true name, you got to know what he looks like. Like if you say I have a favorite actor, my favorite actor is Denzel Washington, and I show you Tom Hanks, you know, you're going to say that ain't Denzel Washington, that's Tom Hanks. Denzel Washington.
But you can say, well, color doesn't matter.
Right, you can
People
say that.
People won't look at you like you're crazy, though.
Right.
And color mattered at the Oscars this year.
Yeah.
You know?
Color always matters. Hey, let that thing be red, and you think it's green, and you just go right through.
No, let them change the laws overnight. You know how many accidents you have? But somebody said, well, color don't matter.
Yeah, if you look at your food, and it's neon green, you know what I'm saying? It's
now
not
you eat some spinach and the shit's red.
Something's wrong.
Something wrong with this.
But that's just the answer they give you when you tell them, like, you know, he's black.
But the Christians, first of all, they're not real Christians. They're dummies, man. That's all they are.
So the point is, color always matters.
I know it,
Right, I know you know, but for the edification, you know?
Where we at?
Okay, you got it. Bring
Hold that. Yeah, give me Maccabees. Give me Maccabees and give me Job. What you hold?
I got 2 Thessalonians
Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent. Good.
Who opposeth and exalteth him. Oh, so verse 3.
No. I want him to read these scriptures, then you come back behind him.
This is all verse.
Lamb back off him.
First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Did you hear that? So that goes back during the time of the Greeks. As a matter of fact, go to the 7th verse. But before you go to the 7th verse, go to Proverbs 29 and 16, and then go to the 7th verse, and then go to the 48th verse.
All right. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 16. It says, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall.
Oh, but the righteous shall see them. Who are the wicked? The wicked are you so-called the white men out there, which are the Edomites. The white man could be identified in the scripture. They're known as the Edomites. All right. That's why they never say nothing. If you go to your computer, right, and you misspell something, spell check pops up, right? Anytime you put Edomite in there, it'll come up misspelled, and when you click on it, it'll go to a different. It won't spell Edom, because they don't want nobody. They don't want anybody to know.
That's good.
Yeah,
You're right. Good to know. Right.
Absolutely right. We're all gonna die in good attitude, you white man. A lot of these so-called white people, a lot of them got black in them any damn way.
That's what they are.
Black Irish, the Sicilians. Go ahead, Doc.
Read that again. This is Proverbs 29 and 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall.
So we're gonna see that fall in this time. We're not gonna get old and die and have children, and they're gonna have children, and they're gonna have children, and in the year 2297, this man gonna go down. This man going down now, man. You see all the turmoil around the world, man? You see the economy of this country, and you see what's happening down there in Venezuela, man?
Yeah, they're getting fucked up.
They're experiencing a thing called, and the American media is not saying anything about it, because they know it's gonna come up here. When you go back to the history of the Weimar Deutschmark, right before Hitler came into power, if you went to a restaurant while you was eating, a steak dinner might have been $100, but by the time you finish eating that bad boy, it might have went up to $2,000. That's called hyperinflation. All right,
there were no prices on the menu. Right?
There were no prices on the menu. Now the video of Venezuela with this guy Luke Radowski, he went down there to Venezuela. The dude, I forget the guy's name, he went into a restaurant. He showed the menu. He said that the menu, they take a piece of paper and they type up the menu and they put it on top of the old prices. And then after you eat the meal, when you leave and you come back later that night, they pull the paper off and put new prices. That's the difference between inflation and hyperinflation. That's when shit just goes up quick, man. You know? Where we at? You got something?
No.
All right, go ahead.
This is Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The white man has power over the earth. Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. He took the image of the real Christ, which is the black man, and he covered the face, and he put the white boy there.
Yeah.
All right?
If not, where and who is he?
If this man is not the wicked, if this man is not the devil, then where is the devil? Where is he? All right. What we got? All right. What we got?
Yeah, because a lot of these people on the sign, they don't want to accept that the so-called white man's a devil, and the word devil just means deceiver, and that's what he's done. He's deceived the whole world with his image, with that. This is the main form of deception. Because a lot of people don't understand words. You say devil, they're thinking of horns and the satanic music. Devil just means deceiver. That's all it means.
That's right. You got that? Thessalonians?
Yeah.
Second Thessalonians?
Wow. Second Thessalonians 2 and 3.
Said the economy in Venezuela was reduced 93% the last couple of years, was it?
Speak to them?
Yeah. I was just listening to this video on it's called wheelbarrow hyperinflation for Venezuela to the U.S. And they were saying that the economy in Venezuela, I believe he said the last 3 months, was devalued by 93%.
But doesn't Venezuela have a lot of oil and stuff? That guy Chavez was over there.
Yeah, but you know what happened? The prices went down. When the price was $3.50 a gallon, they were making money. So what they did, OPEC, they manipulated the prices. That's how you kill an economy. All right, that's how you kill an economy, which is called inflation and deflation, hyperinflation. That's how you kill, jack up an economy. You know?
Yeah, because the commodities like oil, gold, salt, silver, and all that, that's what's real value. That has intrinsic value. Well, what's happening is that the money that they're using to buy this stuff is of no worth. That's why that's why it seems like you have to pay so much more to get the same thing that would have cost you less a couple of years ago.
Yeah, no, I see it dropping because I'm in the towing business. And, you know, we used to junk cars, you get like $700-800 for a car.
Right.
Now it's 2 cents a pound. And you junk that same car today, you're getting $100. Barely.
That's from the money system, and basically they manipulate the money system, man. They've been doing that. Go back to the Roman Empire. Really the Roman Empire. That's when they started doing that, man. That's what the white man started doing. Well, Jake was doing it too. You know.
Was that J.P. Morgan? They asked, "What's the economy going to do?"
Right. He said it's going to fluctuate.
Yeah.
And that's what the stock does. Where we at? Go ahead.
This Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just way is his delight.
Yeah, so when you deal with money, you deal with measures of money. Okay? $1 bill can buy you only so much. $20 bill can buy you 20 times that $1. But it's supposed to be backed by something, either gold or silver. But the mass of the people, they don't understand money. If they understood money, they would have gold. Man, I went to somebody and I had a silver dollar with me, a Troy silver dollar, an eagle, American eagle, silver eagle. And I told the person, I said, look, I'll give you this for $5. They didn't want it, man, because they don't understand the money system. Right. You know?
There was a time when they was taking those out of circulation, and you basically getting penalized for having it.
Yeah, that was during the time of FDR.
Yeah.
And the reason why they did that was to change the whole money system, man. To have a credit-based money system.
Yep.
All right? And now it's about to crash.
Now, I got a quick precept. This is Leviticus 19:35. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meat yard, in weight, or in measure.
And that's what this devil's doing. When you get a chance, give me James 5 as well.
Just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin shall you have. I am Yahweh, your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Now, the measure, because people think that $1, $5, $10, $20, $50, they think that's money. But a dollar is nothing but more than a measurement. Like you have a quart, you know, you have a gallon, you know, you have a pint, a liter. So now, what is it a pint of, or what is it a dollar of?
Yeah, you go to a supermarket and you say, give me a quart. And the person says, a quart of what?
That's right.
So if I say, give me $1, you're supposed to say $1 of what?
Right.
$1 of silver, $20 of gold.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah.
In fact, in England, they still talk about pound.
Oh yeah, pound. Well, they call it. Well, that's what they call it, dollars, pound. You know, but their money is backed by gold. The euro is backed partially by gold and silver. You know.
Right. This is James 5. Oh, if I may say, there's one more thing too. And in the Constitution, the way that you're supposed to have money is supposed to be printed by coins. It's supposed to be minted in coins.
Minted in coins.
You know,
silver, gold, and silver. That's in your Constitution.
That's real money. James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
The rich is talking about, they ain't talking about Jay-Z or LeBron James or even Floyd Mayweather rich. Floyd Mayweather is supposedly worth, he tells you he's worth $500 million. You got Edomites out there that's worth $50 billion, $100 billion. And even those, they would be like considered middle class among the super elite rich, which are worth trillions. Go ahead,
It says, your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. And the reason why the riches are corrupted and the garments moth-eaten is because the way they got it. It says corrupted, meaning like corrosion. You know, like rust. When you have rust or something, it's corroded. Now the rust or the corrosion represents the way they got it. How did they get it? By rape, robbery, murder. The way that a lot of these international bankers got rich was off of slave ships, because they actually owned slave ships, and they were lending the slave ships out to the other white people that were bringing the so-called Negroes over here to this country as slaves, because at that time that was a big commodity back then. That's how they made the bulk of their money. Now they had two companies.
That's why they're bringing in Mexicans now. They're playing. We got to build. They don't want to build no wall, man. They want the Mexicans to come up in here for cheap labor, man.
They did the same thing with the Chinese in Jamaica. We had them over there.
Exactly. And also the East Indians, which are the coolies.
Yeah, with the coolies, yeah. See, I did some research on Kennedy once upon a time, and like you said, it's in the Constitution about the money. There's a few U.S. presidents that actually try to go around that, and Kennedy was one. They got killed.
Lincoln was one.
Lincoln was one, and Jackson, right?
Right.
Andrew Jackson.
They attempted to kill him, but I forget what happened. I don't know if
the guns jammed.
Gun jammed.
Both guns.
Yeah, because he was about to destroy the bank, because they wanted to kill him, because they were going against the bankers. They killed Lincoln. It was Lincoln got killed, and then about 100 years later, Kennedy got killed. But here's the kicker: Kennedy and Lincoln are the same people. He came back in a reincarnation.
Lincoln's real last name is what? Richburg or something?
Springfield.
Springsteen. But anyway, when you come back in a reincarnation, you come back in a different line. But that was Kennedy, man, coming back in a reincarnation, and he got shot in the head again.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking with the money, fucking with the bankers, man.
Same,
excuse my French.
It says, sorry.
Go ahead.
It says, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Basically, that means the rust of them is talking about you losing, the dollar's losing value, all right? Because we're gonna experience a little bit of we're experiencing inflation, but we're gonna start experiencing hyperinflation.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. It says, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
Explain it, Doc.
Right. So reason why it says, and he shall eat your flesh as it were fire, because all the wickedness that they've done eventually is going to lead to the destruction, which is through the thermonuclear destruction. That's what's going to be. That's the fire. That's the judgment that's coming to them. You know, but these bankers are going to escape that, because the way they make their money is through America, mainly through America. This is their cash cow. But when the Lord destroys this place, they're going to have nothing. They're going to hide in their shelters, and then once the smoke clears, so to speak, we're going to go around the world, policing the world, looking for them. We're going to be kicking in their shelters, pulling them out. You know, they're going to go from riches to rags. You know, they're going to be all tatted, all messed up overnight.
We're talking about the trillionaires, the Rothschilds.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Rockefellers. All right, go ahead.
Let me just read this last part. It said, you have heaped treasure together for the last days. No, because see, pretty much they got everything. They got all the riches, and they got the riches in the world. You know what they want now? The power over the people.
Chips.
That's the next phase, which is microchipping the entire population of the earth. Because they understand, when you go to the Bible, when you had a servant, if the servant wanted to be a servant to you forever, you would have to put an awl in his ear, and that mark would signify that this was a perpetual slave.
So they're putting chips in credit cards and stuff now.
Yeah, but they're going to eventually want to put it in everybody's hand or in their forehead.
Like I have a brother-in-law. I think he's I think he goes to an Israelite thing.
Okay.
What is it? I think it's IUIC. And we was talking one day, and he was telling me
they're using the wrong place.
Yeah, he was telling me that they believe that the mark of the beast is the philosophy.
Nah.
Yeah, but you know how you know that let's go to the mark of the beast now.
That's
you know how you know that the mark of the beast is not a philosophy?
I mean, but that's what they think, it's a philosophy?
Yeah.
No, they think that because their zombie master Nate tells them so.
Yeah.
We know Nate real well.
Yeah. Yep.
But let's go to it. Let's go to it.
Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast shall be killed.
Oh, Nate teaches that. Give me Caesar. We want Caesar.
We want Caesar.
Caesar is our friend. Nate says that that's the image. That's not the image. The image is talking about the Roman Empire, the Roman system.
Right.
America is nothing but the Roman Empire done all over again.
That's it.
Because what you had presidents back there, you had Caesars, emperors.
Yeah.
You have a Senate and a Congress back there. You had a Senate. All right. And they were elected into office. And Caesar didn't just get up and say, I want to be a Caesar. He was elected, but he was elected by the Senate. But the Senate got the influence by the people. So that's what's happening today.
Yeah. Well, like you got the Republicans and the Democrats.
Right. Back then you had the plebeians. What was it? The plebeians and the patricians. The patricians would be the Republicans, and the plebeians, which are the people, would be the Democrats. Same system, different names.
Yeah,
the Democrats used to be known as Dixiecrats.
Yeah, but I'm talking. Yeah, you're right. But I'm talking about back in the Roman Empire. They were known as the plebeians. All right.
You know, the American.
Normally, a poor Roman citizen would be a plebeian. You know, a rich one would be a patrician.
Yeah, on the American Express card, you have a Roman centurion.
Really?
Yeah. Matter of fact,
Maybe he's a centurion or Mercury. I don't know. I got to look it up. He might be Mercury. Yeah. Well, we'll know, brother.
It's worth a Google.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Worth a Google, right? I got a quick precept.
Go ahead.
This is 1 Maccabees 8:1. Now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, that they were mighty, and
This is Judas Maccabees. Go ahead.
that they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them, and make a league of amity with all that came unto them.
Friendship. And these Romans were black Romans. It wasn't them white Romans.
It says, verse 13, also that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reign, and whom again they displace. Finally, that they were greatly exalted. Yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Excuse me. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered, and that they committed their government to one man every year, who ruled over all that country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them.
Yeah, now you got it every 4 years. You know? Is that a Roman centurion, or is that Mercury?
Well, it's dressed like one. It got the regalia of a centurion.
Could be.
Well, it's certainly not American. You don't see the average American walking around looking like that. You know. So the point is made.
Even in the chambers of Congress, they got some Roman.
They got the Roman.
They have it fasci. And fasci are a symbol of Rome, the power of Rome. A fasci is an axe, which you have the staff or the stick, and you have a bunch of other sticks around it, which makes it which makes the axe stronger. When they swing that axe down, it's supposedly all these sticks coming down with it. Because the Roman empires consisted of what? Other nations that they went to war with and overtook them, and instead of enslaving them, what they did, they made them tributaries to them, where they had to pay a certain amount of money, but they can believe in their gods and all that. All they got to do is pay a tribute. Right?
That's it.
You know?
Like our nation was tributaries to the Romans. There's a scripture where it says, "The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, under the and the violent take it by force."
Right.
The violent were the Romans. The kingdom of heaven was us. We were underneath the Romans, and that a matter of fact, around that time, that's when the Lord was prophesying. That's when the Lord was doing His prophecy.
Nice.
All right, brother.
What's the information? New information.
Always new information, brother. You got to come around every week, man. You know, come around, you get it, man. All right, go ahead. All right, man.
Back to Revelation 13. Revelation.
But he might be a Jake anyway. He might be a Jake Arab.
You got the Jake flavor.
Hey, he didn't come up all, crazy.
Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the
This
image.
U.S. system is basically the rebirth of the ancient Roman system. Okay? Go ahead.
And cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in a right hand.
Now with Nate, or Bishop Nate says, he said it's talking about small nations and great nations, rich nations and poor nations, right? He said it's talking about nations, right?
Yeah.
But read on.
Right, to receive a mark in a right hand or in the
Now the
forehead.
word mark, when you look up the word mark is a Greek word, charagma, which means something that you...
Got you right here.
Go ahead.
This is from Revelation 13:16, under the word for mark, which is the Greek 5480 charagma. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. Of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, the mark branded upon horses, thin carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images.
See the sign? Read it again, Ak.
It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. Jump down to...
Because they have to use, what do you call that, a syringe? What the hell you call that?
Syringe, yep.
Syringe. And you have the chip in there, and what they do is they put it right in your hand or in your
They
forehead.
chipped my dog like that.
Yep.
That's how they started.
I gotta find him.
Yep.
Lincoln ex-wife.
It's just a fulfillment of prophecy. That's all it is. That's all it is. Go ahead.
You mean your dog didn't get the philosophy according to Bishop Nate?
No, you see, but after I researched him and the other guy over there, the ISUPK, I realized that they're all 501c3. So it's like they're gonna teach just like all the other churches.
Certain things they can't say.
Yeah. So once I realized they had that 501 that classification, I realized
You realized you wasn't going to get the full truth.
Yeah, because the government, I mean, I got family in the military. The government, they basically, if you don't go with that protocol, then they're going to get you. It's that simple. So they go with the protocol. That's it.
Absolutely. Once they lose their 501c3 status.
Go ahead.
Back to Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Physical right hand, physical forehead. Go ahead.
And that no man might buy.
See, that's how you know. It's not talking about nations or corporations. It said in that no man. Go ahead.
That's right.
Right. That no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark.
Except the man that have the mark. All you got to do is go to YouTube, put IUIC, and put in the mark of the beast, and watch all the videos that we put up through the years. He never said it was a man. We're reading it right here for you. He will go into the 16th verse and not go to the 17th verse. All right?
And
read it again.
If I may say, even when he says nations, that still cuts him. Nations of what? Sheep?
Nations consist of people.
Nations of robots? No, nations of people, man. So he can't get away with that.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
And that goes back to the UPC, the Universal Product Code, which came about around the 80s. Those digitalized numbers. You have, on one end, you have 2 elongated straight lines in the middle, 2 elongated straight lines, and the end, 2 elongated straight lines, and then you got a series of lines that are not as long as those 3. Well, those, the computer reads it as 6. You got 666. All right. Go ahead.
Those two long lines is
Yeah, the computer reads it as a 6. All right.
I'm gonna jump home.
All right, where we at? Let's get. I'm off track. Help me out.
Yeah.
Gotta get back on.
Because basically what it is that's the whole point. The point is that this mark that they have is an actual physical mark that they want to put on and print into people, because what they want is they want control. So now let's say they imprint you with this mark. The next step is what? They can track you, and if you don't conform to their ways, they can turn your chip off to where you can't buy anything. You can't even get no food. There was a movie that came out maybe about a year or two ago.
And that's where you want to be. You want to say, "The hell with the damn chip. I'll do what I got to do."
That's right. Yeah, there was a movie. I'm not sure if it was a movie Divergent or one of those other movies where they actually showed you that these people will go into a building, and then what's it called? Parallel. I believe that's it. Yeah, because like parallel worlds. Like they'll be in the same world, but they'll be in different time frames. When the building stopped, they'll be in a different time zone. So at one time they were in the future. So then they went and they tried to buy stuff in the store or try to get food, and there was nothing that they could do. So what did they do? They told them they had to take their hand and move it and put it in front of the thing, and that's how they were able to pay. And then all the information came up. So now the same way they can activate it, they could also turn it off. Yeah. You know. So now you go grab something to eat, and you can't pay nothing. You know. So it's going to come a point where that's going to be implemented in this system.
Now you might ask yourself, what's the big deal? I want to eat, so I'm going to take the damn chip.
Right.
You know? Then I ask the Most High for forgiveness. Well, there's a penalty if you take that daggone chip. Yep. Give me, you got it?
14, yep. Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his in his forehead or in his hand, the same should drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture.
And that's those missiles and them laser beams from them ships. Sure. Go ahead.
And to the cup of his indignation, and he should be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels.
Yeah, because the angels are going to be in the sky, covering the sky with those UFOs, what the white man calls UFOs. Go ahead.
And in the presence of the Lamb.
The Lamb is talking about Yahweh Shai, whom the world calls Jesus Christ. Because he's going to be there. You're going to see him. Matter of fact, get me, I believe it's Isaiah 52 and 13, if I'm not mistaken. Because you got people that are thinking that a white guy gonna come back that look like a damn rock and roller, look like he gonna come back and save every goddamn body. That's what the churches teach. That Jim Morrison or what's the dude? Kurt, which he might be a Jake anyway. Yeah, he might be a Jake. He looked like a white one, but he got some black in him, man. You know. And when he came out with that song Teen Spirit, man, everybody's tell me I'm lying. Everybody was rocking to that song. Jake
started a movement.
Yep, Jake and Esau, man. You know? Yep, that's right.
Isaiah 52 and 13.
Okay. Isaiah 52 and 13. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. As many were astounded at thee, his visage was so marred, I'm sorry. His visage was so marred more than any man. His form more than the sons of men.
That's when they beat him. The Romans beat him. All right, go ahead.
So shall he sprinkle many nations.
That's his payback. Go ahead.
The kings shall shut their mouths.
All the leaders of the earth, when they see him come, because they watch us, the elite watch us, man. You know, the Rothschilds, they be watching us. The Rockefellers, they all watch. They monitor us and the other camps, all right? And they thinking in their mind that a white Jesus is gonna come back. And then when the real Lord come back, they're gonna be surprised. Their eyes gonna pop open. Go ahead.
Right. So shall he sprinkle many nations. The king.
And he's gonna sprinkle them with what? He's gonna sprinkle them with his blood. Give me that in Isaiah. All right. Matter of fact, go to it right now.
Yeah, 'cause the
He's not gonna sprinkle them with sprinkles and shit, you know, rainbow colored sprinkles.
Yeah,
They're gonna sprinkle them with their own blood.
I was going to add to the Apostle Elder, the prophecy says, the slain of the Lord shall be many.
That's right, that's right.
It clearly says that, the slain of the Lord
Matter
shall
of
be
fact,
many.
get it. Don't say it. Just get it. Bring it out.
Isaiah 66.
Somebody might say, he made that up.
I made it up, yeah.
He added to the book.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'll read that.
Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
Go ahead. Fathership. Go ahead.
To render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So he ain't coming back as a nice guy. Go ahead.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
Go ahead.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Many meaning hundreds of millions.
A lot of people.
The population of the United States is over 300 million. So we're talking about hundreds of millions of people, and America's going to be wiped out. All right?
Now, in contrast, right, the Lord is coming to get his elect. We can read that, Matthew 24. Because not people say, well, everybody's going to die. No, the Lord has an elect that he's going to take up.
And somebody get that.
And the rest of the people, he's just going to jack them up, man.
Salvation.
We're going to read it.
Matthew 24.
Yeah, 24 and 22.
Matthew.
I mean, you could scan it, make sure his elect shall deliver his elect from the four corners.
Around 29, 30.
Sure, for elect, that's 22.
No, go down to around 29, 30 around there. So we're going to deliver the elect.
Yeah, this is it.
20, okay. All right,
go ahead.
Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days.
Hold up. Going too fast.
Right.
Read that again.
All right, Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days.
The tribulation is talking about the Jacob's trouble, which you can go to Daniel 12 and 1 and read that. Basically, this is when all hell breaks loose in America and around the world.
Yeah, this is our.
And then at that same time, that's when they're gonna push that chip. When they push that chip, when they go to forcing people to take that chip, man, there's gonna be a point where all hell's gonna break loose. As soon as they start pushing, I can't wait till they start pushing that chip, man.
Yep.
Till they start forcing on people, man. So it becomes real to people. See, it's not real now.
Right.
Because we're just reading it out of a book. But it's actually gonna come to pass.
Right.
And when that happens, all hell is gonna break loose and we out of here, man.
Well, you know something's going on for the simple fact that, you know, I do towing for a few police departments, and we've been towing for years.
Right.
And I remember when my dad had the business, and you know, the cops, we'd pull up on a call, the cop just had a 6-shooter and no bulletproof vest, no nothing. Now you go to some of these little towns, we live out in Jersey.
Right.
These cops look like they're in the Marines or something.
Yeah, they're militarizing.
They got bulletproof, they got everything.
Because they know all hell is breaking loose.
They're going up
and
in
it's
the
gonna
street to
and it's
get a
gonna
cap and
happen
everything.
based upon this financial system collapse.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, because when people have nothing to lose, they lose it.
They lose. Well, it's happening down there in Venezuela, man.
And they got machine guns in the cars, everything.
Huh? Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, see,
They've been briefed about the race war. The cops have been briefed that there's going to be a major race war. There's going to be what do you call it, insurrection against the government.
Yep.
Because look, when you take away people's money, now you're messing with people's livelihood.
yeah.
And some people are not just going to go quietly away in the sunset.
Right.
You know? Some people are going to, man, that's it.
Yeah.
You're going to fight against the government.
Yeah, because if you can't feed your family, you got to do what you got to do, you know? So that's like, they'll show you stuff like that in the movies. Like, people will start coming up, you know, the military is going to be giving out rations, MREs, meals ready to eat, and then they're going to come to a point, you're going to have 1,000 people in line. Sorry, brother. You have 1,000 people in line. After you get to number 300, that's it, we ran out. What do you think them people are going to do? They're going to rush them people,
Yeah,
you know?
The rest of the people, they're not, okay.
Yeah.
Not gonna turn around
Esau
and go back.
knows about this. The white man knows about this because he done made movies. When he makes his movies, you go to the movie like it's entertainment. It ain't entertainment. It's a message to the ones in the know.
Right.
They made a movie called Contagion, and they showed you that what they're gonna do in that, what's gonna happen if that actually happened. They had the military blocking highways, you know, checking people, and they showed you that in I Am Legend.
Yeah.
I seen that in 28 Days Later too.
Yeah.
All those movies, that's for the That's for the insiders, man.
And then they show you zombies, but look, listen.
World War Z, they show you.
Yeah, World War Z. That's a play. Zombie is that's just a what do you call it? A parable for people that are victims of disease warfare, which they're like zombies anyway. If they catch a fatal like Ebola, you catch Ebola, you're like a fucking zombie anyway. You're just walking this right. So they're just putting it as zombies. People turning into zombies, but what they don't tell you is those people are going to be victims of disease warfare, which they're going to put out there. Right. They're going to put out that's why you have a CDC, Center for Disease Control. You control people by disease.
And so all those movies they mentioned, the CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and the World Organization is called the World Health Organization, the WHO, which how can I say this? The CDC is they get their orders from the WHO, right?
Plus, you have something called the Georgia Guidestones, which is a mark of the 10 Commandments. They got the stone in Georgia.
I've heard about that one.
Right. Now, if you
number that they want for the population.
Yeah,
right. The very first one.
They want to cut the population down to 500. Was it 500 million?
500 million.
The population is over 7 billion.
Yep.
So that's a lot of people. That's over 6 billion people. They're gonna. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Back in the day, like back in the time, down in a town called Tuskegee, Alabama.
Yep.
The white crackers in Alabama infected black people with syphilis.
Oh yeah. Well, that's known. That's known. That's well known.
White crackers did that.
That's well known. That's well known.
White fucking devils.
That's well known, man.
Guatemala too.
Yep.
Guatemala too.
They infected them with syphilis. You know, and you got different places around the planet where all they do is just all day long they sit there and concoct ways to make different viruses. Because all the viruses, there's known demand from the beginning of time. They have them all stored in the CDC. Yeah. They just got them frozen, and they'll take them out and they'll mess with them. They'll splice them. That Zika virus, that ain't nothing new. That's just something that they experimented on down in Brazil and different other places. Influenza. Yep.
1918, you had the great influenza epidemic that happened, killed a lot of people. They got strands of that disease. Even now at the CDC, they got them, and they're going to use it.
24 about pestilence.
Okay.
You got more. You can read that.
Yeah. 29.
Yeah, immediately after the tribulation. So that's all part of the tribulation. That's why we're out here to warn our people. But the only ones that's going to listen is the elect, which is a small number anyway. Right. The majority of our people are going to reject it, and they're going to get caught up in that madness. All right, go ahead.
Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
In other words, chaos. Sun and moon represents, the sun represents wisdom, the moon represents understanding. So if the sun is darkened and the moon is darkened, that means there's no understanding, no chaos. Right. People are going to be at each other. Like there's a good Twilight Zone episode. It's called Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. Yeah. And towards the end, you see the people just going at each other, killing each other. Yeah. That's what you're going to have here. And by the way, that guy Rod Serling, he was part of the Illuminati. He was part of the secret society.
Yeah. So he knows the inside. Like these guys, like if you got these different top producers.
No, so I never came down here before we got here. Yeah. He looking for Hebrews, man.
Yeah. Yep.
They don't make no money on the debates unless they got Hebrews in the debates, man. But my thing is, man, the hell with him,
And he wants the cream of the crop. He wants a great millstone. He ain't stupid.
Man, I was bringing out because a guy walked up talking about side nigga and them, but I was saying that's why he did it, because Polite and them been around for a while, but it's like why all of a sudden you want to deal with the Hebrews? Because you got a debate going, and you see this thing is reaching the four corners of the earth, so you want to pick a debate with the Hebrews because it's people there. Right. So it's just like who's the biggest group? GMS from the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. So you get the elders to debate with you. You could just go down the East Coast. GMS New York City debate, GMS New Jersey debate.
But he's desperate though. He's desperate because the last big debate that they did with the Hebrews, with Nasi and them, they said they got fucked over. Excuse my French. And what happened was they said we ain't messing with him. So now he's begging Hebrews to get. He got what's his name? Tazariak. He got him. Tazariak don't know what's going on. Back pocket. You know, as long as he's making money for you know, my big boy. You know,
more people, more money.
More exactly.
But I knew that
they didn't make no goddamn.
Excuse me. I knew that times were kind of hard because I watched a few of his things on the internet on YouTube. That Sonetta guy.
Yeah, he's losing
money.
Man.
I knew that it was hard for him when he went on. And he made a video that he wasn't going to be biased to the Kemetic community. He was going to accept everybody.
Because you don't get no you get butts in the seats when you have the Hebrews. But the Moors ain't kicking. Ain't nobody dealing with no Moors, man.
Islam is
Islam is played the hell out.
They got what, one guy?
The biggest thing out here is Israel, man.
He just got a 2014 Bentley.
Yeah.
Is it Bentley or a Mercedes?
Mercedes.
Yeah, you can't.
If he did the deal right, he paid about 65 G's.
But you got to pay insurance on that. Can you imagine the insurance?
And
I
the
repo
tax.
those things all the time.
In New York City?
They take them out. They don't keep the payments.
You can't go to the beach.
Exactly. No, well, he'll keep the pay. Well, he paid it. He said on the video he paid it outright, man.
Cash.
So that's if he's smart, if he knows. If he knows the you know about the value of cars, right? Kelly Blue Book and all that, Edmonds. If he knows the value of a car, that car that he got, he shouldn't have paid. If he paid cash money, he should have got that shit for about $65,000, man.
Well, it's worth half now since he drove it off the lot.
Right. You lose well, at least 30%. Right. As soon as it comes out, boom.
That's it.
So it's not an investment.
So he needs to keep generating ideas to keep the money going, because you can't go to the beach and collect seashells and pay that to pay the insurance.
Right.
You got to come up with them ideas to generate that money, so you can pay. You know, he pays insurance. I'm sure he has a lifestyle that he got to maintain.
Yeah.
You know, so you need that.
He's like the 2016 Judas now.
Pretty much.
Among many of them, you know. Oh, you talking about Polite? We're talking about Sonetta. Sonetta, Polite, he's on a different level, man. He's already in the kingdom, man. He ain't waiting for the ships to come. He's already in the kingdom, man.
Yeah, he rubbing elbows with Esau.
Man, they got pictures of him with Floyd, the Kardashians. You know, I think I seen one with him and this guy, the president, man. Barack Obama, man. I'm messing with you. But he takes him, he hangs out with them. Basically, he wants to be a celebrity, a celebrity guru or whatever. And all that bullshit that he spews out, he got that shit off of Google. Anybody can do that, man. All the books that he writes, he plagiarized from Google, man.
Yeah, but so-called black people, they don't study, they don't research.
Them niggas that go in them debates, they don't study.
Yeah. So if I wanted to get the information, what's the best place to get the information?
Well, this is the best place now. You get the information, and then you watch the videos, and then you just study. You just study the scriptures. You keep watching the videos, and then you'd be surprised how fast you grow. You know.
One of the main sites, Breaking Strongholds 1 on YouTube. We got videos like classroom videos. That's a
Breaking Strongholds.
Breaking Strongholds with the number 1.
But you can go to any of the videos, man. Anything that's dealing with GMS or DTA. You know.
Yeah, the top information is this: the prophecies in this Bible, the scriptures. You know, which the Bible is made up of prophecies, laws, and pretty much prophecy and law. Comes down to prophecy and law. Prophecy and law. Prophecy and law. Then you have the different stories that help to enhance the prophecies. Also the law. So, and it also gives us faith. So we read about Daniel in the lion's den.
Right now. The main thing you're supposed to be focusing on is the prophecy. That's the main thing you're supposed to be focusing on. Right?
That's right.
Scripture say whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Because this place is going to be destroyed. So you're going to need that hope. You're going to need that hope of getting the hell out of here. And you know, you got a lot of our people, they trust in the high-end automobiles of the so-called white man. That ain't going to do nothing against a nuclear missile. Like you're in a 2016 Bentley or whatever.
Give me that.
What is that going to do to a nuclear missile? When a nuclear missile is on its way, how's that going to escape a nuclear missile? It's not going to. And you know what? At that very moment you're sitting in the car, you're going to be like, this is bullshit. You're going to, you know, you should have got into this, you know?
But the only way you can get into this is if the Most High wakes you up.
Exactly.
If you ain't woken up to this thing, you're not going to get it. You're going to read it for a while.
That's right.
And then you're going to go to something else.
In other words, the point I'm making to you is very soon, very soon our people are going to see the futility of all that so-called luxury they're into. They're going to see the futility of it when all hell really breaks loose.
Isaiah 31.
You know?
Quick precept.
Yeah, bring it out. Yes.
Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt.
Yep. Right, like a car. After a while, a car, rust will have its way with it.
Yep.
We're about to get chariots, man. You know, a chariot, that's something that never rusts. Yeah. That's something that defies gravity. That's on a whole nother level, man. A chariot. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
And where thieves break through and steal.
Yeah, they can steal your car. You know, you got these jakes, show you how stupid they are. They get these high-end automobiles and they live in the ghetto. Then they wonder why when they get up one morning, they look out the window, oh shit, my car's, yeah, nigga, you live in the ghetto.
Before we go repo them, we got tracking devices on them.
There you go.
We know exactly where they're at sometimes.
Why would you buy a high-end car if you live in the rough part of town? If you live in a nice area, you buy a high-end car.
I like when I take them back and they got the rims on it. Can't make the payments, but they put the rims on it.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So that's what the scripture says.
It's all for status. All for status.
Taking that off first.
Yeah.
But our people, that's why the Lord said, my people are sottish. And you look up that word sottish, it means stupid. And the average so-called Negro, these people, they are stupid. All right? Go ahead, brother.
But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven.
The treasures in heaven is this knowledge. All right?
You should have said Ezekiel 30, but Isaiah 31 and then Ezekiel 30.
Okay.
With need
the treasure, like I'm going to break it down for you. The treasure is like knowing who you are, knowing that you're a Hebrew Israelite, knowing the name of the Heavenly Father and His Son, knowing that America is going to be destroyed, knowing who the so-called white man is. That's part of the treasure.
Right. And knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation.
Yeah, keep you stable. So when all hell is breaking loose, you're going to have something that's going to keep you stable.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because see, these people out here don't know what's going to go down. So when something happens, they're going to bug out. You see it in the movies. You see it like if there was an explosion over there across the street, you'll see people bugging out, women running, screaming, you know, bugging out. But why? Because they don't have an anchor to hold them down. But now when you got the anchor to hold you down, now you know why it's happening. Now, boom, that's happening. You might, your first reaction might, you might kind of get a little, but then the scriptures start coming to your mind. Well, these are things that are going to happen. Terror shall make them afraid on every side, and these are things that's going to keep you calm, so to speak, in these times that are coming.
Yeah, the main thing that we're looking forward to is when they push out that microchip, on the world. They force people, they make it mandatory. They say if you don't do it, you're gonna lose your job. If you're a police officer, if you don't do it, you're not gonna be a police officer anymore.
Yep.
So when we see that happen, we know that's the main prophecy that we're looking forward to come.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Right. Back to Matthew 6:20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
Yeah, and that treasure's right here.
Yeah.
It's in your mind. So nobody can break through and steal it. Unlike these cars and all that.
That doesn't mean if you got a bank account, you got a little money in the bank account, don't take your money out and just start passing to brother here, brother.
Yeah.
You don't know if that brother's a damn nigga.
Yeah.
Right.
If you got a little money on the side, you keep your little money, man.
Yeah, the Apostle Paul said using the world but not abusing it.
That's right.
Now, in other words, you use the world, but abusing it means you're all into the world. You act like the world is your savior. This world is going to be destroyed. The scriptures say the fashion of this world shall pass away.
Yep.
Go ahead. We'll go back to Matthew 25.
Yeah, and these material things that people have today, they're going to burn up when the time comes. You know, like you said, you do the tow truck thing. People put all their money into the car, and then what happens? Maybe a month, 2 months, maybe 6 months later, it gets towed. Yeah. Now what? You know?
That's right. But if you get this knowledge, you'll never get told.
That's right.
It's up in there. Go ahead, bro.
Matthew 25 and 24. Then he.
It is an old saying, man. Knowledge is power. And the top knowledge of the planet Earth is just this Bible. So imagine if you really have this knowledge, you have real power, even though it doesn't appear to. You know? Right. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it was Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
That's when all hell breaks loose, right here in America. People killing each other, destroying each other. At the same time, they're going to put those diseases out there. So that's going to kill a lot of people. And at the same time, you're going to have the government coming against the people, arresting people.
And by then, the people that were supposed to get the millions of people that's supposed to get the chip have already got the chip.
Yep.
Okay.
Then they're going to enact the concentration camps for the people that resist the chip. So in other words, all hell is going to break loose.
And then you're going to have a hard time if you got a woman. Because you already know, women are basically, they do things based upon emotion. All right, and they're going to bug out. You know not to take the chip, and you done taught your woman, but when the time actually comes and she can't eat, she gonna sneak behind your back and get that chip, man.
That's right.
You know?
That's why you got to be like Lot, my man Lot. When the angel told Lot to escape out of Sodom, Lot had his wife.
Look back, and this woman looked back.
And the angel said, don't look back. Lot had his wife. Lot didn't look back, but she looked back.
And Lot told her not to look back.
Right.
And she looked back.
And she looked back. And right where she looked back, that's where she's there to this day.
Yeah, pillar of salt.
Pillar of salt. A little mountain.
Basically, she became dehydrated.
That's right.
If you completely dehydrate your body, the only thing you got left is salt. You know?
Yep. Hey, they must have had great riches, because for her to look back, the scriptures tell you that, you know, if you have stuff in the house when that time comes, don't look back. It said, remember Lot's wife. So they had it good. She probably had, let me take one last look at, you know, bam, that was it. And Lot just kept going. He's like, man, the hell with it.
Quick precept. St. Luke 17 and 32. Remember Lot's wife.
What does 31 say?
Verse 31. And that day he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away.
Right. What that's really talking about, going back to 70 AD, when the Romans moved in on us, they moved in with quickness.
That's right.
And it was so quick that our people didn't have time to go back to their homes and gather their belongings. They just had to flee. And it tells you in the history that a lot of them fled to the north and west part of Africa.
Yeah.
Fleeing Roman persecution. That's what that prophecy is talking about. Go ahead.
And he that is in the field, let him likewise.
Because you had Jakes that were working in the field, and at that time the Romans moved. They didn't have time to go back to their homes.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife.
Bam.
Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Remember Lot's wife. So today, man, Lot's wife, like I said, she looked back. So a guy that looks back now, an example of that is a guy that comes into knowledge, then he goes back into the world.
Becomes a Muslim or becomes a part of the black conscious community.
You know, one thing I never understood about Muslims, right? I mean, it goes back to that, you know, a lot of these Arabs, they've never done nothing for black people. They don't build schools, they don't do nothing.
Well, they had us in slavery.
Well, they're not our people. And they were part of the
slave trade.
That's it. Yep.
It was the Arabs and the real Africans got together and sold us into slavery.
I mean, they don't do nothing for black people.
Yeah, well, they had us in slavery.
They're not our people, and they know that.
They know that, yeah.
See, Jake wanna, like that debate. Now that debate that the prisoners had with was that Yale University? Harvard. I'm sorry, Harvard. But Yale wants to debate him now. That debate was over whether Mexican kids, illegal aliens, can go to school in America. So, you know, the Jake, they were saying, yeah, the Mexican kids should go to school. But wait a minute, fool. When the Mexicans come up in there, what you think they're gonna do with you? They're gonna push you out of there, man.
Yep.
You know?
That's right.
Jake was there was one prison out there in the West. They were protesting about that prison down there in Guantanamo Bay. That prison that they had the Arabs. What the fuck are you concerned about them goddamn Arabs?
Yeah.
When has an Arab, just like you said, when has an Arab over there in the Middle East protested against Negroes? They don't give a damn about you.
That's right.
You know?
It's like the apostle
Jake wanna love everybody, but they'll bust a cap in your ass.
Right.
And you knew this dude all your damn life.
Right.
You know?
Well, like the apostle elder said, they're not our people. You know, even though some of them look like us, they're not our people. Go ahead.
All right, back to Matthew 24:29. And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Yeah, the powers of the heavens. That's the Illuminati, the secret societies. Even they're going to be afraid. The governments of the world. Go ahead.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
Right. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. There you go. And they've made movies about it. You know, War of the Worlds. You know, the first one that was made in '53. Then the next one that was made in 2005 with Tom Cruise. But in the movie they show it's aliens from outer space. It's not aliens from outer space. It's the Heavenly Father and the angels. Okay? And there it is right here. Go ahead, bro.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man.
Why are they gonna mourn? Because those chariots are gonna shoot out laser beams and kill people, man. Yeah. Burn them up, destroy them. As a matter of fact, there's a prophet in the Bible, the prophet Habakkuk. He saw it in a vision. He saw laser beams coming out those chariots and burning up people, killing people. That's why it says they're gonna mourn. But these people have been taught that Jesus Christ is all love. He loves everybody. They've been taught lies, man. First of all, they've been taught he's a so-called white man.
Like the movie Independence Day. It showed Independence Day.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
That's right.
That's another example. Which shows you that the so-called white man, their top elites, they know. They know the truth. They've always known the truth, man. Go ahead, bro.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven.
There you go. Bring it down. There you go.
With power.
And some of those chariots, they look like clouds. They disguise as clouds. Go ahead.
With power and great glory.
With power and great glory. Go ahead.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet.
Go on.
And they shall gather together his elect.
They shall gather together his elect. Those are the ones that he's chosen for himself. They're going to be taken up. As a matter of fact, somebody get 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, the 16th verse. They're going to be taken up into those chariots. That's where they got, the so-called white man got the concept of beam me up, Scotty. Yeah. They got that from the Bible. So the chariot will send for lack of a better term, a tractor beam, a light, and you see the guy going up into the chariot. Yeah. As a matter of fact, when the Lord, after the 40th day, after he spent with his disciples, after he was crucified and resurrected, you know how he disappeared from the disciples, how he was taken away? By a chariot. The chariot came and took the Lord away. And the disciples watched him go up in the air. Then the angel...
Like you said, a tractor beam came down and lifted him up, you know?
Yeah, and then the angel said, why are you guys standing gazing at the Lord? Same way you see him go is the same way he's coming back. And that's what we're waiting for. You know? Yeah, right. That's what we're waiting for.
This first...
To us, man, let me tell you something. To us, all this is bullshit. We're waiting for the real deal, man. All right?
1 Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High. And the dead in Yahushua shall rise first.
Yeah, that's the brothers that died in the faith. Even they're going to come out the graves and go right into the chariot. As a matter of fact, when the Lord gave up his spirit on the cross, the scriptures tell you there were certain saints that had died that rose up out the graves and walked back to Jerusalem. That shows you his majestic power. But you got guys talking about, oh, he was just another god.
Oh yeah, that
crackhead.
Alizé's an asshole.
Yeah. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
And that's a literal interpretation.
And we're going to see Mashah, Abba, Elder Mashah, Elder Yaqua, you know. We ain't going to see Shabbat.
No.
We're just going to have to stay here. But Malak, and we'll probably see
Malak,
him.
Malak.
So, oh man, that's Malak. Oh,
Yeah,
you know?
And you got a lot of our people that hear these words, but they don't believe it.
We believe this.
We believe it. Okay? Because you know why they don't?
We believe a man with an innumerable amount of angels is going to crack these clouds.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're going to come down here and deliver a certain number of our people.
And you believe it because the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given you the spirit to believe it. It's a gift called faith. That's in Ephesians 2:8. You don't believe it because of yourself, not because you're so smart. You believe it because the Lord sealed your mind. You know? Go ahead, brother.
It says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
In the clouds, right into the chariot. Go ahead.
To meet the Lord in the air.
To meet the Lord in the air.
Right. They ain't talking about no 747 jet.
That's right. That's right.
You know, or a Cessna plane, or a helicopter.
And that's what the old heads, the elders used to teach.
That's right.
They used to teach that. Make sure y'all get your passports. Because when this place goes down, we got to hop on planes and fly down to South America, you know?
Yeah, and the chariots, they defy gravity. There's a NASA footage of a chariot.
It's a good time to bring out the strangest of the South.
There's a NASA footage of a chariot.
The way we're going to be delivered is going to be strange, man.
That's right, the strangers of the salvation.
You're going to get it right now.
There's NASA footage of a chariot flying like this. And all of a sudden you see the chariot do this. It does this. It's flying, then it goes like that. And right after it goes like that, you see some kind of a ray coming from the earth firing at it. And that's what the Star Wars program was all about. You had Ronald Reagan, he said, what if there was some invasion from outer space? Would we not come together? They know it's the Lord and the angels coming to take away that power, and they ain't going to stand for it.
And they're going to come together to be destroyed, to be smoked.
Yep,
you know?
right.
We can read about that in
the Apocrypha.
Yeah, because when you see that chariot coming, what you see is a flash of light, and then as soon as the chariot takes off, then you see a beam, a laser beam coming by like that.
Totally
Slow as hell.
Slow as hell, man.
Totally missed the chariot.
It's like I'm sorry, brother. It's like a dude throwing a punch at you, but you're so quick and the guy throws the punch, you see the punch.
It's like a slow motion,
You know? like they showed you that in Spider-Man. When Spider-Man got that power, the dude came with the punch, and he already was quickened, and he saw the punch coming. You know?
It was in the Matrix, too.
Exactly.
Like the crazy Asherites down there in Brazil throwing crazy punches.
I knew about that. That was one of the documentary things.
That was crazy.
Latin tribes.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. When they see it, they should be troubled. Okay, verse 1. Then should a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
And that prophecy has been fulfilled today.
That's right.
And last week and the week before and all the other camps that go out there, that prophecy's been being fulfilled. Really, we've been doing this for years, but really, this started being fulfilled back in really 2007 because it went on YouTube, you know?
Right. Yeah, and we're standing.
We were doing this back, I was doing this back in the 80s, man.
Yeah, we're standing in great boldness. It takes boldness to come out here and you know, just prophesy this word.
Yeah, I just dropping somebody off. This place is fucking bananas. I hate coming in New York. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of bullshit down there.
Well, this is well, that's in the scriptures. Give me that in Isaiah 24:10.
Also, to add to the Apostle Elder, the scriptures say, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? So maybe the Spirit of the Lord brought you here.
Yeah.
So you can hear this and consider it at least.
But now you know the YouTube. We on YouTube. You can watch all this that you watch. You're going to watch this whole thing on YouTube.
That's it.
Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own ways? This is Isaiah 24:10.
You're going to learn everything is predestinated. There's no such thing as free will. Oh, I did this because I wanted to. No, you did it because the Heavenly Father put the Spirit on you to do it.
That's right. Hey, because you ever had like you were going to do something one day, but then all of a sudden things just turned out wrong, and you didn't get to do what you were supposed to do that day.
Yeah.
That because the Lord diverted you because He didn't want you to do whatever it was. He wanted you to do something else.
Oh, by the way, since these brothers are here, these brothers are DTA. They're from Jersey, so they got a camp. They're a different camp than us, but we're brothers. You know?
Where's that from?
You can talk to them because he lives in Jersey. So, yeah.
Oh, Newark? Yeah. We're up in Bergen County. I think that's down in Essex County.
Okay, so a little far.
But I'm saying, if you don't see us, you can also check these brothers out too.
On the YouTube.
They're on the YouTube.
This is Isaiah 24:10. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, and no man may come in.
Yeah, the city of confusion, that's America, which the word America means bitter. The Spanish word for bitter is amargo, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
Amargo, which means bitter. So America actually means bitter.
Really?
And that's what it's been for our people, right? It's been bitter. This is the place of our slavery. Yeah. See, a lot of our people think they were brought here to prosper. In actuality, according to scriptures, we're brought here to serve punishment. Yeah. As Israelites, we didn't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, so He brought us here to America to serve punishment, serve captivity, serve slavery, beginning with our forefathers. And not just America, the islands.
Yeah, I mean, I know that. I know we went into slavery because, back in the islands, we rebelled against the English back in Jamaica and, got them out of there. But when we came to America, it was like the same thing. Yeah. They didn't have you in chains, but they had economic slavery. Yep. There's all kind of bias, even among the West Indian, so-called West Indian blacks and the American blacks, you know what I'm saying? Yep. So our people have been divided a long time.
Oh, right.
Long time.
Definitely. And like you mentioned, Jamaica is still owned by the
British.
Yeah.
They answer right to the crown.
Yeah.
A lot of places are still,
and they're proud to too.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they crazy as hell. A lot of them, they celebrate that Independence Day. You guys ain't independent.
Same thing with America.
They're not independent.
America celebrates Independence Day. They're not independent.
Yeah.
So it's all a lie, man. Yeah. That's why we're waiting for the Lord to come back and squash things and set it right. Yeah. No? Go ahead, brother. Right? That's the order of the day, man.
So you want that first?
No, read yours and then.
Okay. Verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone.
Or the wine in the streets, that's this knowledge.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for answers. There's going to be a time they're going to be looking for answers. They're going to look to see where we are, and we're not going to be here, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why the scriptures say, seek ye the Lord while He may be found. Yep. Implying there's a time He's not going to be found.
That's right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, in the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction.
We ain't got to explain that.
Yeah. And then also on another level, like the gates represent the leadership. Because the leadership of this country is this is a joke.
Yeah.
Even among the so-called Negroes and Latinos, their whole thing is controlled by the white man. Yeah. So the policies that they're given is what? It's set up by the white man to destroy you anyway. Yeah. The whole Senate, the presidency, all that's corrupt. It's all bullshit,
Bullshit.
Yeah, I gotta put it, excuse my British. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree. There's gonna be a mass death. There's gonna be mass confusion out in these streets. And once, let's say something was to happen right now, or they would have shut down, Manhattan or whatever. People are gonna try to get out within matter of minutes. There's going to be so many cars piled up. You're not going to be able to drive down the street.
I went through that on 9/11. I was stuck in New York.
Yeah.
It was like camping out here.
You had to. Some people had to walk. They had to walk across the bridge. The time is coming, man. See the way things are going now. They ain't going to keep going like this. The Heavenly Father's not going to continue to put up with this BS with these homosexual. I mean, this society is so corrupt that now you got kids that are homosexual. When we were growing up, man, you barely seen that.
TV. I got a 1-year-old, and I was sitting up with him one day watching a cartoon, and it's like they put it out there so quick.
Yep.
I think they call it like monarch programming, where they show you certain things, and they print it in your brain, and now you're susceptible to it.
Exactly.
So it's like I couldn't believe what I seen at first, and I rewind it.
Right.
Sure enough, these two cartoons, they're fighting, the two guys. the one guy pulls the other guy and he kisses him. I was like, you kidding me? And like, I'm sitting there with a 1-year-old. So if you get that from the time you're 1, now forget it. So I had to just change that.
Well, that's why they get them while they're young.
Thank that devil.
Yep.
Yeah.
They get them while they're young. That's why
I see it all over the place.
Yeah, that's what they want. They want you to go to public school so they can train you instead of you being trained at home by a tutor. They want you to go to be programmed.
But that was the
in
whole
the school.
agenda with the women's liberation movement. They
Of course.
realized they wanted the kids to go to school that much quicker.
Right.
And then the mothers thought they were coming up, but you know your kids were being indoctrinated earlier.
So
they
now,
played them damn women. That's all they did. The Rockefellers did that.
That's right. Now they can tax both parents, and now they got control of your child because now they can train your child how to think. You know, or what to think. You know, not how to think.
But
what
you know
to
what?
think.
If you go spirits in the spirit, I'm pretty sure mostly all of y'all, man. When you went to school, you always was sent to the principal office, right? I know I was. I was like a troublemaker, man. Yeah. They always used to send me to the principal office, man, because I rebelled in my spirit. I rebelled against school, but I was learning something, but I still was rebelling, you know? And the girls, they don't rebel. It's the boys that rebel.
Yeah, I dropped out of high school because after a while, this is bullshit. And I only went to high school to check the girls out. I make sure I dress nice, you know, because it was a meat market. That's what it was.
Meat market right now.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I hear some of the kids talking about little 12 and 13-year-old girls, what they doing. I'm like, damn, really? 12 and 13? They're having more fun than grown men.
Right.
So
Yeah, well, you know, technically, you become a man or a woman when you hit about 11, 12 years old. Your body changes, man. But you get emotional cats out there.
They got a problem with it.
You're talking to a 12-year-old. Look, when Yahweh Shah was born, even the scholars say that there's a movie that came out, a new movie that's supposed to be in the theaters about the birth of so-called Jesus, and they showed his mother explaining to him, when I was pregnant with you, I was 13 years old. She said that in the movie. I think it was 13 or 14. So if she was 13 and 14 when she was already pregnant, or when she just had the child, how old was she when she conceived?
Right.
She had to be like 12. And the man, Joseph, had to be a lot older, man. And it was always like that. And guys get emotional because they've been in America too goddamn long.
It's still like that. I got this guy I do business with. He's from Syria, and his mother was 14. She married his father at 50.
See?
look at that.
In the islands, that's
It's still happening. It happened in Afghanistan.
Yeah, they got that custom from us.
Yeah.
The Israelite custom.
Yeah, that's right. It said, and as the gleaning grapes, when the vintage is done, they shall lift up their voice, they shall sing for the majesty of the Lord, they shall cry aloud from the sea. Wherefore glorify ye the Lord in the fires, even the name of Yahweh, power of Israel, in the isles of the sea.
Well, you know where it says, glorify the Lord in the fires? Because when the Lord delivers his elect, we're going to be in the midst of the fire. Like you're going to have the fire from the nuclear missiles and the fire from the chariots, turning America into a lake of fire. So here comes the elect being taken out of the fire. They're going to glorify. First of all, you're going to be happy as hell you got out of that fire. Second of all, you're going to be happy that the Lord delivered you.
You're going to be scared too.
And you're going to be scared too at the same time. So it's a mixture of
It
emotions.
said the remnant will fight it and gave glory unto the Most High. They're going to call on the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua.
Yeah, not
like
sweet
this,
Jesus.
If Alizé make it, he ain't going to make it. But if he does make it, he ain't going to be talking shit up there.
That's right.
You know? Because we'll kick him out the shit. Ponytail and all.
Who the hell is Alizé?
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know,
He's a nobody.
What did he say about Alexander?
No, Alizé.
Alizé.
Oh, Alizé. I thought it was like a drink. Is that a
It is a drink. That's a guy. That's his nickname.
Bring it back. I want to hear. Alizé, bring it back. I want to hear what you give say about it.
Is that cool?
You know
Alizé?
drink?
No, I know the drink, but I don't know Alizé.
No, Alizé. There's a guy named Alizar. We call him Alizé as a nickname. Just a mess with him. You know?
He's a real moron.
Okay.
I'm proving to be a real.
Where's he from?
He's from out in the west.
Out west,
Israel.
Israel. Yep.
How would pick that one, huh?
I don't know.
There's a guy that said he suffers from a constant state of delirium. That alone tells you what you need to know.
Yeah.
Anybody that say I suffer from a constant state of delirium, That alone lets you know.
You need the whites.
Then you need a straitjacket.
There's a lot of people out here
Okay,
on meds
I'm
nowadays.
ADD.
They're
What's
on meds.
delirium? What's that? Bring that up.
Delirium, like
ADD, that's something that Esau made and slapped it on you, man. Esau made, he look, you this. You know, you got to twitch, you that.
You ever follow Dr. Umar Johnson? You ever heard of him?
I know about him. I know about him.
All right, he's talked about that. You just said the ADD stuff.
Right.
They
right.
brought that up, and I think if I'm not mistaken, and they were trying to make segregation, right? I said they passed the law. We have to sit together. We got to be together in the same classroom. So a white professor out in Chicago, I think in the 40s or 50s, one of them numbers or the 60s, he said, you know what? Since we can't kick them out the same room, we have to have the children around them. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start this program, which is the ADD program.
Yeah. Attention deficit disorder.
Yeah.
Which what kid has that much attention?
Right. And then you want they got these women that they testing their children at 2 years old. I mean they at 2 years old for ADD.
Yeah.
What kid at 2 years old can't stand still?
Well, you know that they're motivated by getting some benefit. Because a lot of these chicks, the more kids they have,
that's what I'm getting ready to
they
say.
get an extra check.
An extra check.
And the schools do it. The schools that set up by they make money from the federal government. Man.
Now, if I don't know who's from the Bronx here, right? They used to have a federal pound right by Bronx River, right? Now it's a school bus depot, right?
Okay.
Every last school bus that picks up a child there is an ADD class. It's not one regular kid that gets on one of those buses.
Because they gave them that diagnosis.
Unbelievable. That's how much money they get. Because for one child, it's $7,000 to take care of in school. When you ADD, it's $14,000, $16,000.
Well, that's just double. That's why we call the white man the devil.
That's why it's called the devil.
And they said
Big farm,
they said
like
80% of schools are ran by who? White women.
By the devil.
So what's going to be the motivation? What they want us to have? They want to have us sit down and be quiet and don't talk. They want to bring us down. So that's the first thing. Oh, we ADD. We too loud. We too boisterous. We too that. It's crazy with that.
Yeah, that's right, man.
And then you know what? The Bible says that the children of Israel, which we are, were more livelier than the Egyptians.
Yeah.
So it's in our nature to be lively. As a matter of fact, there's a scripture where it says, ye are lively stones.
Yeah.
That's in the book of 1 Peter.
Yeah.
So part of our nature as Israelites is to be lively. The word Israel means he is a prince of power.
Yeah.
A prince of power ain't going to be dead. He ain't going to be a prince of power. He's going to be lively. He's going to be alive.
Yeah, I see that all the time because, you know, the place I go to get fuel from for my trucks, there's a lot of, they hire the Africans because they trust them with the money. Every time you say, yo, what's up? He act like, get the fuck out of here.
You see the Africans, you see how dead they look?
Hamites, man.
Yeah, but something go wrong, they call you a brother.
Yeah, but you know what?
Brother, help.
Them Hamites, them Africans over there. I'm not talking about the West Africans because they running shit. I'm talking about them black, them docile, black, blue black Africans. Them are the real Africans, man. And the white man can trust them because they're docile.
Well, my wife is from she's from Africa, but she's an Igbo.
Well, she's Israelite. She's Israelite. She's one of us.
The word Igbo is Hebrew. It means
You
Hebrew.
heard that, right? He said he got an African wife, but she's Igbo. Jessica A. Fox is Igbo. Nigerian.
Jessica A. Fox?
Jessica A. Fox is Igbo. Nas, he's Yoruba. He's Yoruba.
My wife is definitely turned up, so she's not an African.
Oh, of course.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman also?
Forrest Whitaker. Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. They're all, their line goes back to the West Igbo. Yep.
But I heard that's what that whole the Muslims killing the Igbo tribe over there was about to try to exterminate them.
Because Israelites. Yep.
And that word Igbo goes back to Ibar, which means Hebrew. Which all goes back to Hebrew Israelites.
Her family keep a lot of customs like the
because they're Israelites.
Because they're Israelites, exactly.
Now you had different communities all throughout West Africa. You know, all throughout the coast of West Africa.
Let me ask you a question, brother. I just came back from Puerto Rico like about 2 weeks ago, right? Now, I'm from my family. We live up in the country, up in the hills, right? Now they got Puerto Ricans blacker than the blackest person here, but they're the most racist.
Yeah, because they tell you if you're Puerto Rican, if you're born, they put on your birth certificate white. You can be black as that coat, and they'll say he's white.
Yeah, but from our federal directive number 15, you ever looked into that? Federal directive 15?
No.
It says anybody from West Africa is classified as white anyhow.
Are you serious?
It's a federal directive. You can Google it. Federal directive 15.
Anybody from where?
West Africa.
Is white? Pull that up.
Federal
Google that.
Yeah, put it up there
now.
I can't wait. Put it up there. We dealing with facts on demand.
Thank you.
No more waiting.
No more waiting.
Later.
What? That's a lie.
But you know what, man? That's.
But you want to know, not to cut them off. This right here, all that. Let's Google that. That's a bunch of. It's getting ready to turn into a bunch of bullshit. Because once these crash, then what? Who gonna be there?
Yeah. Well, they gonna.
Where we gonna be at?
Jake is gonna go crazy.
My brother just said he got the knowledge up here.
You gotta get up here, man.
Can't take it back.
You gotta get up here.
Can't take it back.
Can't repo that.
But who feel dead without their phone right here? Who can't?
Oh no! If I didn't have my phone, man,
see. Look, even the brother.
I deal with enough bullshit, so I'll be looking to shut my shit off as soon as I can.
That's why we teaching this thing of ours. We teach not to be complacent.
Yeah.
You know, complacency.
Without a phone.
Hey, complacency, man. That's an enemy of.
My dad used to always say there's brains before books.
Yeah.
You become complacent, man. Complacent is being complacent is the enemy.
Wait a minute. What is he doing right there?
What's that?
Top left corner.
Oh, this guy here.
Yeah. Oh,
he's an African. That's what Africans do.
He's sticking his head up the cow's ass.
Yeah.
Close to the spurts.
That's what they do.
Are you serious?
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, there's a film.
He look like somebody we know. Look at him. He look like somebody we know. Hold up.
Bring that to me.
Hold on, who you look like? You look like somebody we know.
Like somebody we know, right?
Yeah, bring it up.
Isaiah 45 and 14. Thus saith the Lord, the labor of Egypt and the merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabians.
That's talking about the different African groups.
The real Africans.
Not our people that was scattered in Africa. Go ahead.
Men of stature.
Yeah, they were known for their height, like the Egyptians.
Manute Bol.
Right. Yeah, Manute Bol. He was how tall was he? 7 foot something?
7'6".
And you notice, right?
Nothing.
You notice he didn't really bond with the rest of the basketball players. You know why? Because he's a different nation. See, our people don't understand. They think just because you look like a so-called black man and you're a real African, that you're a brother.
Yeah. Hell, Yao Ming blended more with Jake than
there you go.
It's sad.
Because it's dealing with nations of people. You know? Go ahead, brother.
Shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine.
Yeah, they shall be thine, meaning the real Africans, they're going into slavery underneath us. As a matter of fact,
they're not going to be alone. They're going to be with the white man, the Chinese.
So what's going to happen when Trump get in office?
He ain't going to. Well, I'm hoping he gets into office.
Yeah.
If I can vote, I'll vote for him because he's so goddamn crazy. He's a loose cannon. He'd surely get this World War III on and popping. You know, that's what we want. We want Trump to be the next president, man. You know?
Because see,
I'm with him.
Okay, good.
I'm with him.
Because he's going to get things started, man.
But I'm definitely going to have my fingers on my head.
See, World War III, if I may say this to you, World War III is going to lead to our redemption. See, when this society is destroyed, now the fun is going to really begin.
And we're hoping that Trump does it, man.
Right.
And if Trump becomes president, I'm gonna be a happy individual, man.
I want to be president.
We're gonna do a show on that.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Sarnetta had a video where he was stopping people in Harlem asking them if they're
Oh yeah. But I would have said Sarnetta. Yeah. And they were saying hell no. I'm with Trump being president, man. Because he's hot-headed, man. He'll get that third world war rolling, man.
So he should have been walking down the street that day. He would have got what he wanted.
Well, he came down today before we got here. I would have told him, man. First thing I would have said, Sarnetta, Trump for president. You know?
He's got that federal directive 15 on his phone.
You got it.
You found it. Okay.
Pull it up.
Yeah, it's a federal directive. I mean, you can read all the other stuff on it. Office Management and Budget, OMB Directive number 15. Race and ethnic standards for federal statistics. Not to scroll straight to it, E. It says white
classification, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, North Africa, or the Middle East.
We came out
So
of it.
all Arabs are white people.
And I realized, I figured that out because some guy, this black guy, he was mad that he was being classified as being white. So then, you know, they say, listen, you're under the directive.
But you get, but you get benefits from that, man.
Yeah, you do.
You know?
Which in reality it's all bullshit because the so-called white man's not white. They showed you in the movie X when the guy in the joint, he told Malcolm to look up the word white. Then he read the word white, pure, not intending to harm, innocent. Then he told him to look up the word black, negative, void of light. So that's the elites.
So you know, our people in this, we're like the only people that identify with being black. When you ask my wife, where you from? She'll first say she's Igbo.
Right.
Then she'll say she's Nigerian.
Right.
Then she might say African, and lastly black.
Right. Right.
Black is a color. Black is actually void of color.
She'll say Igbo first.
Right, which when you come back to this truth, we're really Israelites. So if somebody would ask you your nationality, you would say I'm a Hebrew Israelite of whatever respective tribe.
I've seen other tribes.
And that's what this is all about. Teaching identity, teaching nationality.
Oh yeah.
But how do you guys deal with like a lot of the people? Like I seen some of the signs, the names. Like
Bring
a lot
the sign up.
like a lot of those Mexicans, like the Pope is over there. A lot of Mexicans and the Asherites. Like I worked with a Guatemalan and he thought he was white. You know what I'm saying? Like they hate black people.
Because they've been brainwashed.
And it's like your worship that white Jesus, like forget it.
Okay.
Well, that's why.
From where?
That's why the elect.
He's Guatemalan.
Come.
That's where the elect comes in, bro. Because see, the majority of these people are not going to get it. The Lord is only looking for the elect. As a matter of fact, you heard of the 144,000?
Yeah, I heard.
That's the elect. That's 12,000 from each tribe that's going to get it.
We're hoping that we're a part of it.
That's right. They're going to get it. They're not going to be disillusioned in their mind. They're going to know exactly who they are. They're going to know the truth. The 12,000 from each tribe. And like the elder apostle said, we hope we're of that number. That's why the scriptures say, give diligence to make your call in an election sure. This is part of our diligence. Like we come out here on the street every Saturday, we teach the word,
And see this right here, this gathering, you notice we're all so-called black men, Latino men. This scares these cops. They know what's going on right now, man. They scared, man. That's the scriptures. And then it said we're gonna stand on our feet. Every time we come out here, we stand on our feet.
No beach chair.
For 2 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours. We stand on our feet, man. I ain't seen nobody now one of you go to the bathroom. You make sure you go to the bathroom first, and then And back in the day when we used to have the camp, we used to have breaks. Ain't nobody take no breaks, man. You just come down here and do what we got to do.
You used to go get something to eat and all that.
Go get something to eat. Got a brother eating in the car, man. You here for war, man.
So how long you been doing this?
Me, myself, well, it varies from like 30 years. I've been doing it for over 30
right here
years.
At the spot?
Well, this spot and other spots. Then you got brothers that came in 7 years ago, 6, 8 years ago, 20 years ago, from different walks of life,
That's right.
Hey, when you read the history, right before the Lord destroyed a nation that was in power, he sent the prophets. As a matter of fact, get that Jeremiah 28, That's a powerful scripture that we always bring out.
Before he destroyed this nation?
No, before he destroyed any nation that was in power. Right now, the Edomites are in power. This is their rulership. Go ahead, bro.
Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me.
And that's what we are. When people hear the word prophet, they're thinking of a pseudo holy man floating in the lotus position. Now, the word prophet just means say before. So using the Bible and being inspired.
Prophesying.
Right. We're saying things that's going to happen before it happens. Go ahead, brother.
It says Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries.
Right,
and
which we're doing. We're prophesying against America. America's going to be destroyed, Go ahead.
And against great kingdoms.
America's a great kingdom. This so-called white man's world is a great kingdom, but it's going down, Go ahead.
Of war?
Of war. What we're saying war is coming, right? You have wars now, you have rumors of wars, and then they're going to be the big war, which is World War III, which, like the Apostle Elder said, that's why we hope Trump gets in there, because Trump will escalate World War III. He'll escalate it. You know, go ahead.
And of evil?
And of evil, which when you look up that word evil, it means a bad time. So when you have the race wars, the race riots, when you have martial law, that's all part of that evil. When all hell breaks loose, when they cut the so-called money system and they try to go around administering the chip, that's all part of that evil, which the word evil means bad time. That's all it means. Go ahead.
And of pestilence.
Pestilence, diseases, right? You got the Ebola, you got, what they got, Zika now? Zika, right? See, you see how everything's coming, all the components are coming in? Right. Go ahead, brother.
The prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent him.
We're not prophesying of peace.
Right.
Scriptures say 1 Thessalonians 5:3, when they shall say peace,
safety,
then sudden destruction.
Cometh
Bob
upon
Marley
them.
have it in a song.
Yeah, which Bob Marley, he knew a couple of shit here and there, but he didn't have the full picture.
But he was kind of, you know, he thought that because he's with that, a lot of them back home, they're from the Rastafarian stuff. And Haile Selassie, he never even said he was a god, but they still want to follow this guy as a god. I think he was like an Orthodox Christian or something. You know?
Which actually he was an Elamite.
He was an Elamite,
East Indian. He wasn't Ethiopian, he was East Indian.
Right. That term Maras, that's a
means head.
Ethiopian term, right? Means head. Tafari was his real name. Tafari Menekai or some shit like that.
Which I believe that name, if I'm not mistaken, breaks down to the Trinity. Somehow it breaks down to the Trinity because it goes back to the Roman Catholic Church. You know, but I forgot, you know, it's been a long time since I looked that up.
And plus
so his name goes back to the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah, that whole thing is about the Trinity, yep.
Plus he was an insider. If you Google his name and you hit images, the majority of them images, you're going to see him doing the diamond sign.
Yep.
Right here.
Yeah, when
Vesica Pisces sign.
When Italy invaded Ethiopia, he ran behind the Queen.
Well, they said that.
Wait a minute, listen to this. When Italy invades Ethiopia, right? Around 1935, he's the leader of
Mussolini.
Right, Mussolini. And he runs behind the Queen. But he's supposed to be King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
The conquering lion.
Right, the conquering lion. What the hell is he doing running behind the Queen?
Yeah, I read once where they said that basically that whole Vatican stuff, they control a third of the world's complete whole wealth. The Vatican. Yeah. And they and the reason why the Swiss National Guard guards the Vatican is because all the money that they stole and they had all the banking system implemented started over in Switzerland. Right. That's why when people want to hide money, they send it over to Switzerland. Right. A lot of these white folks want to hide money, they go right there. That's the epicenter of it.
There again, what I just say?
A lot of those dreads, they still do that.
Yeah, because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's a Vesica Pisces.
Right.
Yep.
Which is actually the worship of the vagina. Look at the vagina, it's shaped like that.
Yeah.
Which means he worships a woman, and that woman goes back to Semiramis.
Right.
The mother of Tammuz, the husband of Nimrod.
That's him. That's who they worship. That's what God.
And do you know this guy was buried under a toilet?
Yeah, no, I heard that. Yeah,
you heard that? King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and buried under a toilet.
You're so Jamaican too?
No. My parents are from St. Lucia.
Okay, yeah. Caribbean.
Yeah.
1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
There you go. Sudden destruction.
I travail.
So, just on that alone, we're not supposed to be teaching peace.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be prophesying peace.
Yeah.
Like Nate, you spoke of the IUIC.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They get you in a peaceful
His
vibe.
thing is he's trying to set up the new Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
We're not here to be established in this place.
Yeah.
We're here to prophesy the downfall of this place to get the hell up out of here.
They're building schools and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's not the Most High's plan. He's doing his own thing, you know?
Hey, to borrow a phrase, you know what? When you're learning this truth, you know how you're supposed to be? Like a cat on a hot tin roof. A cat, imagine a hot tin roof, and the cat ain't just, he's gonna be jumping. That's how you gotta be, man. Because this thing can pop off any moment.
The scriptures speak of us as being pilgrims on the earth. A pilgrim is someone that lands in place and they constantly moving, you know? They're not settled in one place.
Like that cat.
The
put a cat on a hot tin roof, you think he's just gonna, you know how cats like to, they curl up. Man, that cat gonna be jumping all around. Yeah, that's how we are. You know? Yeah. Go ahead.
After that, we're gonna
come.
I travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Yeah, like when a woman with child, when she's about to give birth, she has a pain here, pain there. That's how this world is going to be. A little pain here, a little pain there.
And it's happening now.
And it's happening now. And the baby is the nuclear missiles. And that's why the elder apostle said, we hope Trump get in there, because he's going to escalate it.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, he's not going to do nothing that the Heavenly Father through his Son don't want him to do.
Yeah.
Because really, the scriptures tell you that the kings of the earth are controlled by the Heavenly Father through his Son. You know? He controls everything. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's the Heavenly Father's name and his Son's name. So, you know, that's...
So with that, we out of here.
Okay.
Nice meeting you, bro.
Listen,